Good evening, everybody. We're 5 minutes before 11 o'clock. We're 5 minutes early here. This is the special edition of Encounters Ashtar Command night. This is our everything Ashtar Command, everything about the space people, everything about contact, right here on Saturday night. Good evening, everybody coming in here. And we welcome all the people that are coming in here. Greetings, Curry, everybody out there. This is the one night of all the nights that we will be in Ashtar Command mode, and also as your talk show host on our regular nights from Sunday till Friday evening. We do the regular encounter show, but tonight is the night where we are completely Ashtar Command. Connie, good to see you. Alicia, Jersey for Life, welcome. So I'm not using any green screen here on purpose. I want you to have a feeling of calmness, a feeling of being in space. And I wanted to use this kind of lighting to give you a sense of peace and understanding about our space brothers and sisters that are coming to Earth. And we're going to get into a lot of this stuff. So I know there's a lot of things out there in the media regarding things in general, but here tonight, you're going to see and hear me speak as well regarding the Ashtar Command. And those are our brothers and sisters, the star people. Hey, Diana, good to see you. John, thank you for the follow. And we're going to get into all of this stuff tonight regarding Ashtar Command. Betty, welcome to the show. And we're glad to have you with us here. Jar, good to see you, brother. Sassy Little Mama, welcome. One Toyota, welcome. Jard, One Toyota, thank you for the gifts. And we're glad to have you here with us tonight. Wando, welcome. Everybody, light shines, welcome. We have our apple cider, full glass of that. And we're excited to be here. Starseed, welcome, Starseed. And I think it's all the names come pretty quickly here. So if you've been wondering what's going on out there, you're going to get it from an Ashtar commander. And when I say commander, I'm in command of my own spirit. So I use the word commander defined differently. We do have Ashtar commanders that are in command of spaceships and other things. But when I use the word commander, it means I'm in command of my own cosmic spirit. Nobody else commands my spirit. That's what I mean. Hey, Janar, good to see you. Yes, I see you right now. Good to see you. Welcome. Kelly K, good evening. Zaina and all the other people coming here. Daniel Furry, welcome. Lenny Lab, everybody coming in here. So we're going to get into it, and you've heard about all these other things out there, all these other explanations out there about what's going to be happening or what's happening. But when you hear it from me, you're going to hear it from an Ashtar Command perspective. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Green Time Machine, hey, good to see you. Good to have you with us. So I speak from knowledge. You see, that's the difference between me and 10,000 other people, that since all these things in the sky are happening, in the last 2 months, everybody's now talking about it. People that have never had an exciting, seen a spaceship or anything, everyone's now interested, which is good, but there's all kinds of misinformation. So I'm going to talk from Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command perspective. Crafter, good evening. Good to have you with us. Everybody coming in. So this is going to be a different kind of show. This is the way it is on Saturday nights. We don't do our regular UFO thing. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you from an Ashtar Command consciousness, from a spaceship, a space person consciousness, a galactic consciousness, which is way different than talking from a human consciousness, which is basically a 3D consciousness trying to tell you what's going on. There's tons of those people out there. They're out there everywhere, YouTube, wherever. Becca, good to see you. Notorious, good to see you. Beach Girl, good to see you. James, good to see you. Lupita, good to see you. It's good to see all of you here on Earth. And as always, When this show is live, our Ashtar Command family is watching us on a ship. Sigma, good to see you. Hey, Dreaming Annie, good to see you. So, and Hope Love, good to see you. RCR, welcome. Patty Stewart, welcome. Ariel, welcome. Roz, welcome. We welcome all Earth people to this Saturday night show. Hey, Beach Girl. Now, for those who are not familiar with me, just to give you some background, Pablo, good evening. Brandy, good evening. Vicky, good evening. So what you don't know is, for those that are new, that I am not from this planet. I covered up pretty good. I work like everybody else. I went to high school. I went to school. I graduated college and all that jazz. I blend in really well. You know what I mean? I can talk the talk. I can blend in with, anybody. Whatever it is. Hey, Cuddy, good to see you. But my consciousness, which is fully activated, is the Ashtar Command consciousness. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to actually define that. The positive, thank you. Ashtar Command consciousness is my consciousness from before I came to Earth. My consciousness is here with me now. My space body is on a spaceship. Now, if you don't understand what that means, let me define it, so I'll make it real simple. People that have come here on purpose, Loretta, thank you, into a human form with parents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters, whatever, came here on purpose, whether they realize it or not. So they are called star seed. They weren't seeded here. They came here on purpose. They didn't remember why they came here until they got older. Some of you can relate to that, right? Some of you may never have heard that before. So the good thing about me is I never assume everybody watching my show on Saturday night knows what the Ashtar Command is, what star people are, or anything. If I did that, I'd be pretty egotistical of me to do that. I don't do that at all. I want people from scratch to know what this is, so you have a clear understanding of what's going on around your planet and what's going to be coming here on Earth. And what's coming, hey, Levira, what's coming here on Earth is nothing that you've ever experienced as human beings before on this planet. Nothing. In this current lifetime, anyway. Metal Jacket, can you tell another starseed when you see one yourself? Yes, you can. Just by the way they react to you when you look in their eyes and they look at your eyes, you can tell. It's just a knowingness. It's more of a knowingness. Great question. So when you see that person and you are a starseed, let's say, you will know it just by looking at the way they react to you. It's just a natural, unspeakable reaction. It'll be something, oh, wow, that person's a starseed. And they'll recognize that in you too. Great question. So being here on Earth as a space person, I am here to change the outcome of this planet. I'm here amongst many, many others. Now, not just myself. There are many, many others here that are here to change the outcome of what's happening. Because what has been happening is basically you've lived on a planet with limitations and with basically information that's incorrect. You've been taught things that have nothing to do with who you truly are. Now, when I say that, understand what I mean. Kraft, thank you for the team bracelet. It means that you've been programmed on this planet from all different decades in this current lifetime. You've been programmed to do certain things, and you've done it. You've done it very well. You've become a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, a waitress, a waiter, a host, a customer service agent, a salesman, a salesperson. Whatever it is, a scientist, whatever it is, you've become. But that's not the end all of who you are. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Jordan. You are way more than just a regular third-dimensional human being. Do you understand? You're way more. Hey, Witchy Poo, good to see you. Witchy Boo, good to see you. You're way more than that. And believe me, I will answer, even if you don't ask me the question, I know the answers, and I'm going to give you the information. Because you need to know the truth about the space people. About the space people that are coming to this planet, that have been here already. They've been here for billions of years. But now you're going to see tons more of the star people coming to Earth. You're going to see the star people that live in our oceans come to the surface. When contact happens, they will meet you too. So you have star people living in our oceans, and you have star people coming from other planets. You understand? We're coming from all over the multiverse. Yes, it's time solo. Yes. So I'm here tonight to teach you, which I've not done before on my regular shows, but here specifically about the Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command is not just one group. It represents how should I put this? It represents many, many planetary systems of light. I'll put it that way. Many, many planetary systems of light from everywhere. So don't just think of looking into stars as one place. Don't just think of your solar system, your galaxy, your universe. Think way beyond universe. Use the word multiverse in your vocabulary to understand the dynamics of what's going to happen to this planet in the next 12 months into 2026. You need to expand into that consciousness. Yes, hope the space people are going to help the people on Earth. Yes. If you're anything out there on social media that says they're not going to come here to help us, it's misinformation. It's not true. Hey, say, good to see you. So I'm here tonight to be really laser beam focused. I'm going to share with you things I've not shared before because I'm talking in an Ashtar Command space perspective, which is way different than talking about just UFOs and people's sightings. We do that the rest of the week. Tonight, we're going to give you a chance to understand what's going to be happening here on the planet. And I know it. I already know what's going to happen. I've known it for all my adult life. I've always known the day would come. And now is the time. So some people are freaking out. I've seen posts where people are freaking out, videos where they post videos, they're freaking out. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. Do not be scared of what's happening. Don't let your mind put fear in your heart. Do not fear what is coming. I know it, for some, it's going to shake up your foundation. You're used to going out to the movies. You're used to going out to a restaurant. You're used to going to a baseball game. You're used to going to a football game. You're used to going to see an ice hockey game. You're used to watching wrestling on WWE. You're used to all the things you understand. You're used to going on a trip, if you can have the money, to Europe or maybe to Hawaii and stay on the beach for a week. You're used to all those things. End trend, sync, mystic. Yes, I do see you. So I'm throwing these things out just in a generalization of human population of 8 million people. Doesn't mean all of you are doing that. But the thing is, people are doing that. That's what they do every day. They get home, they see their significant other, whoever that is. Maybe they don't have a significant other. They get home from work or whatever they're doing, and they go out and do the same cycle over and over again. Flower, the reason why they're trying to contact us, they are the people I am with, the Ashtar Command people, the space people, the star people, is because it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to wake up from being asleep. Now, what do I mean by waking up from being asleep? Our consciousness of 8 billion people has been essentially asleep. We've been basically doing everything in our sleep. We've been basically doing everything we're supposed to do in this particular realm. But that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to wake up. We're supposed to wake up out of this long dream of the illusion of the way we're supposed to live into a cosmic reality that is way more incredible than most people even know about. Okay? So this contact that's happening is going to shake the foundation of every single person in the world. Even those that say that they're awake, they're still going to be shaken up because they've never seen this before happen. They know about it, they understand it, but to experience it, you see, that's what's going to shake up the planet. When you experience the contact, your whole consciousness is going to be shaken up, which it should be. Everything has to be shaken up now. It has to. It's time. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. There's so much going on out there. There's so much going out there that's misunderstood. There's so much misinformation about what's happening. So that's why I'm here on Saturday nights, to give you a perspective. When people start talking about the space people or space beings or extraterrestrial intelligence, I'm talking from a higher cosmic frequency. I'm talking about the space people that are here, men and women from other planetary systems. They've been coming here for over 8 billion years. 8 billion years. Okay? When people talk about thousands of years ago, and that our planet thousands of years ago might have had contact, they don't understand. It's not thousands of years ago, because that would be impossible to be only 1,000 years ago when we're 8 billion years old. When your planet's 8 billion years old, it's not thousands of years ago. I'm sorry, we've got 8 billion people on the planet. I'm sorry, our planet is over 3 billion years old. I misstated that. We have 8 billion people on the planet. I meant to say over 3 billion years old. Over 3 billion. I think 37 billion. 3.7. Or 4, yeah, thank you. I meant to say that, 4.5 billion. Thank you, Robert. So being a planet that's 4.5 billion years old with 8 billion people on the planet, there's no way that only thousands of years ago these things started happening. Because if we're billions of years old, do you think that at 4.5 billion years ago there was nothing happening? And between 4.5 billion years ago to now, that there was nothing happening? That there was no civilizations that were on Earth, or no space people in our oceans, or no advanced civilizations on our planet? Do you really believe that? User 159, so when do you tell us? Can you be more specific about your question? I'll definitely answer the question, user 159. Can you be more specific? Tell us when contact's happening? Is that the question? I'm telling you now. The disclosure of the space people is starting to happen by visual contact. You're going to see many unmanned objects that are quite big if they were to be lowered to the ground. But you'll see circular, different multicolored objects now appearing in your sky in 2025, which is now, as we get in towards the latter part of this year into the spring, you'll see a lot more things going on. As we get into the summer of 2025, you'll see much larger spaceships. Forget the whole thing with the UFO, the orb, the UAP thing. That's just a safe way to put something out there. It's a UAP, it's a UFO. When you see these objects, they will not be airplanes, they will not be jets, they will not be the space station, they won't be Starlink. These are going to be the space people coming to Earth, which are here now. The space people have unmanned objects that they will send around the planet to probe the frequency of the planet, and they're already starting to do that. So if you see anything that looks like a multicolored orb in the sky, or more than one, that is coming from a mothership. That is probably way out in the atmosphere, and that ship is probably cloaked. Yeah. So Robert, yeah, that's right. Some of these ships are way bigger than you can even imagine. Yates says, do you think they are advancing technology by the second? The space people, they don't have to advance the technology. They're already there. They've been there for, eons of time, way before us. The spiritual foundation of the space people, their spirituality is way more advanced than the human spirituality. The human spirituality has always been 3D. You see, we created all these 3D things. Space people don't have any of that. Space people have, their spirituality is so much in a frequency that's way higher than human consciousness. Way higher. Rachel says, I saw 3. Let me just do this here for a minute. Let me just drop here. Give me a second to, here it is. Okay, let me just push this back in here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you're going to see, make sure you know the difference of the space people that are sending these manned orbs. You can call them orb objects, multicolored orbs. Those are coming from our space people, from the ships. Anything else out there is not from the space people. If it's not a multicolored orb, or be gold or purple, whatever it is, those are highly advanced unmanned objects. A half pint, yes, I believe that. I believe that. And Aaron Burr, there's no Freemason space people or space things. That doesn't exist. That whole concept doesn't even exist. The reality is, the Ashtar Command, the real space people, are now here. They're in our oceans. They're in the inner Earth. You call what you call the Ugartha Network. Study that. The subterranean cities on the planet. Study that. These are the things I'm telling you now. It's not Project Bluebeam, Brooke. I appreciate your comment. It's not even Project Bluebeam. That doesn't even exist. So being a person that's from outer space, in my consciousness, which I'm speaking right now, your concepts on Earth about a Project Bluebeam, it's all a diversion to prevent you from understanding the truth, which I'm trying to share with you tonight, which is about the space people, the star people that are here on Earth now, and the many, many more that are coming. So in this sense, I'm going to bust your matrix of what you've heard out there on the internet about all this, and that's why I'm doing this. I've had a large triangular ship larger than a football field 4 years ago in Philadelphia. Interesting, Ichabod. Jared, thank you. Mike Truth. So as you watch me for the first time, I'm not going to mince any words in everything I say in my space consciousness. I'm going to tell you directly from a higher consciousness frequency exactly what's going on here. Okay? Believe me, I'm watching everything. I'm observing all videos. I'm listening to what all the Earth human people are saying on their concepts of what's going on out there. But tonight, you're going to hear from an Ashtar Command perspective, which I'm speaking of, about what's really going on. It is definitely shaking up people's realities, isn't it? 2 months ago, some of you might have never been interested in what's happening. You would have gone about your day every day, and now you're like wondering what's going on. Why are they coming here? What's going on up there? That's a good thing you're asking questions, because you're waking up if you haven't been awake before. When the contact happens, and it will, yes, Aaron Burr, I am originally, before coming to Earth in the human form, I am from the Ashtar Command. I am from outer space. I come from beyond this world, so to speak. No, Scientology is an Earth-based concept that has nothing to do with the space people. That was created by a person on Earth. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. That's just the same level of 3D consciousness as a religion, be it whatever it is on your Earth. That has nothing to do with it. Oh, you're welcome, Eric. I see ships almost every day since Philadelphia, different types. Are they hostile? No. The people that are coming here, that's the thing that has to be cleared up here, because there's a lot of misinformation on websites on the subject, on YouTube, on TikTok. There are people that are trying to have fear-based content to make you afraid of what's coming. Do not believe what they're telling you. They don't know what they're telling you. They're talking out of fear, out of their own belief systems. The belief system of fear has nothing to do with the actual facts. It's just a belief system of fear, right? If you're afraid to ski, that's just because you've never skied before. But if you learn how to ski, then you're not afraid to ski, right? You go down that hill or mountain, you learn how to ski and you do it. And then you can ski. Understand, anything that's being promoted now in this new year regarding the space people invading the planet or some negative concepts, do not buy into that person's belief system, because it is their belief system. It's not the truth. It's not the reality. You see? It has nothing to do with the reality. Oops, let me just do this here. Yeah, they're promoting views to get likes. That's what most of these people are doing. Some of these content creators don't care. They just have an egotistical mind that says, I'm going to create content, and if I do enough fear-based good videos, people are going to watch me by the thousands. And that's the only reason to do it. But other people are doing it because they are simply believing what they say. But don't you believe what they say. I'm here to counter the negativity about the space people. That's part of my job. That's part of my mission. I say it the way it is. If you watch my show for the first time, I'll never mince words. I'll say it the way it is. I don't channel anything. I don't have any crystal balls here. I'm not dangling any crystals in front of you on a pendulum. I am who I am, who I am. I'm from that consciousness. I speak that consciousness. And I will challenge those that are promoting the wrong thing, which is fear. I will challenge their systems, and I will bust your matrix if you're providing fear-based content. I don't care if it's religious or whatever it is. If it doesn't solve or serve the purpose of what's going to be happening by the end of this year, then it has to be challenged, and I will do it. That's why I was sent here. I chose to be here. They're watching me on a spaceship on a monitoring system right now. I chose to be here when I didn't have to. I chose to come here when I didn't have to. I could have been on a spaceship traveling the universe. I chose to come here in this time, experiencing every human emotion and feeling as a human being. And also, just to let you know, the men and women on the spaceships are human beings. They have children, they have emotions, they have feelings, they have love. The one thing lacking on this planet is love. 8 billion people. If this planet was operating in a frequency of love, you would not have pollution, you would not have war, none of these things would exist. Because you're not in 100% of the frequency of love, that's why you have all these problems. When contact happens, that is about to change. No, I'm not the chosen one, no. No. I'm not chosen one. I am one of many. I am one of many. There's many more of us. I'm not chosen one. I chose to come to Earth, but I'm not a chosen one. I have no ego. I'm here to assist everybody. I'm here to help everybody. We're all chosen, right, Michelle? We're all chosen to be here. There's no chosen one. We are communally here together. All I'm doing is I am known to bust the matrix. My parents will tell you on the ship, I am very much out there, you know. Wherever I go, I'm very much out there. I do what I do. How is the government going to react to contact? The government already knows what's going to happen. The government already knows about this. All the governments do. Every single government on your planet knows about us. We have many people living on this planet in human form that came here as starseed. Some of you in this audience are starseed. Maybe many of you are. Maybe some of you or many of you know that you don't come from here. You knew that when you were a kid, when you're old enough to think. Yes, and the government the government has no control over what's going to be happening. They have absolutely no control over anything. Rhonda, I'm hard to see. Hopefully you can see me because I've got my background here. We are a collective, right? More deeply understanding about our multiverse, yes. See? Yes, I'm reading comments. Many of you know that. So the word chosen one doesn't apply to me at all. I don't want to ever be the chosen one. I'm not. I'm amongst you. You are amongst me. We are together. The only difference with me is I'm here doing this program because I'm involved in intergalactic broadcasting, or I should say intergalactic communications on the ships. Before I came here, I was the intergalactic communicator with all the different spiritual planetary systems. I'm here in this human consciousness now, operating in my space consciousness now, speaking to you directly in my space consciousness right now. As you now see me, I see you. I'm not talking as just Commander Alian, the talk show host. I'm talking to you, and you can tell my energy that I speak to you right now. I'm speaking to you in space consciousness. Do you understand? Yes, absolutely correct, Rachel. Consciousness is beyond the physical. That's why my consciousness came to Earth when I was born here from my space body, which is in stasis on a spaceship, physically alive body, but my consciousness is here, operating here in this human form, and I can also switch my consciousness from this consciousness to just our everyday regular human being consciousness. So I can switch consciousness. Many of you, once you are fully awakened, will be able to switch your consciousness from going to the office every day and saying, good morning, here's your Dunkin' Donuts coffee and a donut, to your space consciousness, to those that are connected with you. You'll be able to do that. Some of you can do that. Okay? When you operate in space consciousness, there's no limitation in time and space. When you're operating in space consciousness, that is the highest consciousness you can actually operate in. And that's what we're doing right now, operating in space consciousness. It's a consciousness which frees you up from your brain telling you what is and what isn't. Okay? The one thing I want human beings to know on this planet is to turn off your brain. Your brain operates in 3D consciousness. When you turn off your brain, you now open up your cosmic consciousness. How so? Because now you're not thinking about whether this is true or not. You're operating in that frequency that's higher than the brain frequency that operates you in that higher consciousness. Now, some of this might seem, how is this possible? Because I'm speaking in a very different tone of voice and a different languaging. But your brain is always there to question everything. It's always there to question everything. It's the one thing that creates fear is the brain. The brain can make you laugh, make you happy. It's almost like a computer. It's programmed. Your brain is a programming computer, a living computer. But cosmic consciousness comes within the center of your being. It has nothing to do with your brain. Do you understand? If you understand that, what I'm trying to tell you, if you start operating from your center of your being, you'll be totally able to understand every aspect of what I'm saying here. Because what I'm saying here is the absolute truth. It's the absolute truth to open up your consciousness, which is important before contact. You need to be at the conscious state to have the contact in order to relate to those that are coming to Earth. Why not just manifest along the way and see everything the cosmic self or Yahweh or God wants you to? And Joshua, yeah, absolutely. You go as long as you're flowing Joshua and you're not operating at the brain consciousness, you're operating through the inner consciousness, yes. Absolutely. You see everything. That's a beautiful way of looking at it. Absolutely. Bill Gray says, I call them blue beings. Those are the Arcturians. Cosmic Cam says, understood, centered in cosmic consciousness, interconnectedness, rooted in a frequency of love. Yes. Witchy Poo says, I'm operating in love and light. Solo says, I see here, Tina, we will advance and move toward a peaceful world. Red Dog says, did you film those TikToks? No, I didn't film any TikToks. I don't call anything TikToks. That's stuff that was created on Earth, defined by those in government. So what I'm talking about here is that we have spaceships. We have higher frequency orbs, and some of these orbs could be living consciousness, which many of them are that are being seen around the world right now. Some of them are unmanned craft from motherships. There's a multitude of different things happening here in our skies. And also coming off the oceans of our Pacific and Atlantic and other parts of the world, there are spaceships or large orbs coming out of the ocean. These orbs are part of the Ashtar command. These orbs, these huge orbs, are actually a living consciousness, a living ship. So when you think of ships, folks, do not just think of ships by the way you were taught in school, that they have to be nuts and bolts ships, that they have to look like a rocket. That's what you were taught to believe. To understand the concept of the space people, there are many different types of ships, and not all of them are what you call, if you see a spaceship from outer space, it will not have a nut and bolt in it, and it will not have like a broken line in it. This ship will be seamless. If you ever encounter one of the spaceships that is physically solid, it will not have any nuts and bolts in it. It will not be like a jet or something that was screwed together. It will be an actual spaceship, and the energy from that craft will radiate a frequency that will affect your consciousness. If the spaceship is coming from a higher frequency, you will feel a sense of love. If it's coming from a lower frequency, then it's a third dimensional craft. There shouldn't be much of that happening anymore. And so are we outgrowing our limited human capacities? Mindless occasion, very good question. Yes. You're going to have your whole understanding of life changed. Very good question. Yes. You're going to actually, let me just do this here. I just had this happen here. You're going to expand your consciousness. You're going to actually go from a limited consciousness, human being, from the brain to a higher frequency consciousness. Let's see. User Peterson says, at 5 years old, I believe I was contacted, lost 2-hour time with no memory. You probably had contact with some sort of lower vibrational level of energy. And I'm going to try to keep it to an Ashtar command perspective, but the grays, just to let you know, are the Zeta Reticuli. We are taking them off the planet. They were the ones that were involved with some other groups that were causing havoc on Earth. They are leaving the planet. Many of them have to leave the planet because they won't be able to sustain themselves in the reality that's coming in 2026. Meaning that the negative ETs that have been here for a long time are now being forced off the planet. They're being captured, taken off the planet on a one-way space ticket out, and they're not being allowed to come back in here. User 869. Lately, I've been imagining I will see space people when I am in natural birding. I believe you will. Just go with that consciousness. I believe you will have that experience. No. That is misinformation. I know people are posting videos saying AI is from China. It's all to get you confused, and this is exactly my point. There'll be content on here saying, oh, these things are coming from a specific country. But they're not. That is the diversion of confusion to the human population. If that narrative gets taken over on the social media and people say, oh, here we go again, don't believe it. Somebody created that narrative to confuse you. It's not true. What is happening is you do have conventional craft that are being used to confuse you all over the planet. You do have now the space people sending these unmanned objects that look very different than a conventional aircraft, so to speak. I'll put it in certain words. And those things are coming from motherships. The motherships are cloaked all over the planet. Now, that's not even the end of it all. You haven't seen anything. You think this is really getting kind of crazy. When the star people come with more ships, their armada of ships, the word armada means more. A fleet, armada, it means more than one ship. There are many more ships coming from way beyond our solar system and our universe. These ships are filled with men and women and people from other planets. So there'll be a point in time soon, when I say soon, within next year, when things are going to get crazy in a good way, meaning you're going to see contact happen. Our consciousness is ready for it. With 8 billion people, you say, well, is the consciousness ready? It's all based on consciousness. The space people, my space family, they read consciousness. Our consciousness has now shifted. Now, I'm not saying all 8 billion people have shifted, because they haven't, but the majority of consciousness has shifted to allow for contact to occur. If our consciousness was still not there, there wouldn't be any contact. Our consciousness is shifted collectively for us to have that contact. Do you understand? Aaron tells us, lots of activity yet, Commander, for 2025. Yes. I haven't seen as much activity in my part. Yeah, so Aaron, you will. No, but don't be discouraged. You're going to eventually see at some point this year something. The main thing people need to do, and that's a great question, Aaron, or comment, you need to focus. Focus. What do I mean by that? I'm speaking again in my Ashtar Command consciousness to help you here. If you want to experience the space consciousness of the space people of light, you need to focus, meditate. If everybody meditates collectively and focuses not on your brain, but on your inner self to make the connection, you will. It doesn't mean you're going to have contact. It means that you're ready to have visual contact and say, I'm one of the many millions of people or billions of people that I'm now ready to have some sort of contact. Okay? And let's see here. Are they waiting on a new leader to contact? No. Einstein, great question. So this is the misconception of Earth people. You know, some Earth people think that the space people are going to contact a prime minister or president, a queen or a king. that they want to make contact with some leader of the planet first, of a different country or nation. That's not who they want to contact. Laura, we'll get to your question too. They want to contact you. You, meaning all of you here. The contact is not for our governments. They're not here to say, hello, Mr. President or Mrs. Prime Minister, or, hello there, Vatican. They're here to meet the people, the regular people of our planet. They don't care about the leaders. They care about you. You out there. They care about all of you out there. No, that was done during the period of Eisenhower. The Ashtar Command and the other group met with President Eisenhower at the time, and he reneged on the Ashtar Command. There's a whole story behind that, which I know. Robbie, I will definitely, I think, please answer. If I haven't gotten to your question, Robin, I think it is, I will try to see it. So the grays are basically called Zeta, and they are negative lower vibrational ETs, and they are being taken off the planet. If you believe that the Zeta are good, then you've been programmed and abducted or something like that, then you're going to believe they're good, because they will tell people, we're not here to harm you. And in essence, what they've done is things that are against universal law. Are they willing to heal us? When contact happens, Einstein, the ability to be healed will be available to every single human being on this planet. Absolutely correct. No, Laura. Due to the activity in the universe, no, our magnetic field is not weakening. But thank you. That's a good question. Kenny says, why are they why contacting us? Our planet is over 4.5 billion years old. The space people have been here since the beginning of time and before we even existed. Our planet. They live in our oceans. They have space cities in our oceans. They're coming from all over the multiverse. And it's time for us, because we have to, and we are elevating in a much higher frequency as a population. Therefore, it's time for contact. And it's all going to be good. I know it's going to be a hard thing from some people to, hey, look, we've got a lot of people on our planet, 8 billion. Not everybody's there yet. I get it. But they better get with it, because it is going to happen. It's not some fantasy or some wishful thinking. It is now going to happen. Okay? The contact. And all for people coming in here, the people that are coming here to contact you, and every one of you, are human. They are spiritually more advanced. They're unconditional loving. They are vegetarians. In their planets, they don't eat like meat or things like that, or fried chicken at KFC. They are here, and they have families just like we do. And they are very, very loving people, very advanced in their spiritual understanding of the universe, of life. And they're going to bring that here to help our planet, to help all of us. And we're going to be better off for it. We're going to be much better as a civilization. Look at the planet right now. Look at where we've been in over 70 years of human history and where we're going. This is going to shake every belief system on the planet. I don't care what you believe, what you think is correct or not correct. When the contact happens, you're going to be enlightened to a much higher state of consciousness. Kenny, thank you for the question. Hey, let's see here. I am going slowly here. If I missed anything, hey, Dina. No, I'm not already in telepathic communications with them. Okay, Susan C. Laura, you're welcome. Stephen Greer, in a video I watched, and I met Stephen Greer many years ago when he started out, has stated in a video I've been watching, so supposedly in the month of January, which we're in now, he says within 30 days. Now, when he talks about disclosure, he's talking from a perspective of people that have top secret information, I'm presuming. Again, it's not clear to me. I actually emailed Dr. Greer's group, CSETI, and I emailed their media department. I'm trying to get Dr. Greer to come on my regular show at some point. So I just did that this morning. I want to get more, so we'll see what happens. Hey, Dina, greetings, Mount Shasta. Good to have you with us. And Mount Shasta, by the way, is very interesting because in the mountain, on top of the mountain of Mount Shasta, is an entrance that's protected to the city of Telos. Now, how many people here know about the city of Telos? Some of you, I bet, probably do. Many probably don't. The city of Telos is an ancient city, an advanced city that exists in Mount Shasta, in the mountain, way, way deep in the mountain. There's an entrance to it. Space people have come out of that mountain to interact with humans at times and were told to go back off the mountain. They wanted to go inside the entrance. They were not allowed to do that because they're not ready to actually do that vibrationally and spiritually. So Mount Shasta is one of the entrances into what is called the city of Telos. And it exists. The people in the city of Telos are vegetarians, and they're men and women. They have families, and they live in what they call the city of Telos. Study that. That is something that truly does exist. Rachel Amash, do any of them have light fur or down on their skin? No. I don't think so. Oh, you're welcome, Einstein. Let's see here. I'm just slowly trying to catch your questions. Bonnie, I see. Let's see. Mr. Tackpans, our planet is a construct. My work tells a story in which Mars and Earth are one, the tools I use. And you're right. But in a sense, all the planets are one. In a sense, they're all created by one consciousness, which is the creator. So I come from Mars. That is my home planet originally before coming to Earth. So Mars has a population of 10 to 15 million inhabitants living within the planetary system. Okay, they have advanced systems of travel. The Martian population does have spaceships, which you'll never see if you watch NASA's cam on the planet. It only shows you what they want to show you. Yes, Mr. Tackpan, yes. Once contact happens, all transportation are transparent free to all. I think you see transportation. I'm not sure what the question is. If you're talking about transportation, yes. Laura, if my body will allow me, I could live on fruit. Yes, you'll be able to do that, Laura. Thank you, Michelle. Kerry says, would it be better for us to start eating vegetarian vegetables instead of meat? Yes. The thing is, I used to be a vegetarian because I'm also human like everybody else. And I still eat things like chicken and so forth. So yes, it would be better. So we have to, again, you have to do it on your own energy frequency. I still like to eat certain things that are chicken based or whatever. And so, yes, for all of us, I think that's going to be it might be not easy to transfer over to just a vegetarian based meal, but I think we can just do it slowly, do it as you feel. It will take some time, but the space people will honor you for whatever you're eating. I mean, they're not going to say you must be a vegetarian. They have foods that will taste just like a fried chicken. If you have fried chicken, they'll have a vegetarian vegetable that will look like a fried chicken, and you wouldn't know the difference, but it is actually a vegetable. Where do they stay? The space people have space cities that are hidden around our planet. When they go off the ships, these space cities sometimes can be seen. Some people have seen them, and they're very, very big, and they're multi-level space cities. They're floating in space, so to speak, in our atmosphere. Yes, Sandra, the children and pets, yes. Absolutely, yes. Maggie says, I'm ready. Pink Floyd Rock says, can you please tell us more about the cities in the ocean? There's at least several or more cities in the depths of the ocean. They're well protected. One is in the Indian Ocean. There are a number of other ones, including in the Atlantic and Pacific. In the Atlantic, in the Bermuda Triangle area, in the deepest parts in that area, there is definitely a space city. There are pyramids in the Pacific Ocean that are activated pyramids with crystals in them, on the top of them. And this also exists in other parts of our planet. The cities in the ocean are well protected. They're dome cities, like a dome protected city. Uh, the pressure of the ocean does not affect these cities whatsoever. Would eating would eating vegetables not make us more lighter and not as heavy? Yes, Carrie, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct in what you just said. Yes, Roz Tomlin, is Jesus an extraterrestrial? My friend April, Friends with Furries, has been on the ship probably over 200 times. And a while back, a good while back, she met Jesus, and Jesus is a space person. He has a family off planet, and he is a space person. Yes, Dawn. Your Earth-based religions are definitely a farce. I would say your Earth-based religions are set up to divide people on the planet, not to bring people together. So all those things, your religions, your political parties that were created on Earth, all these things were to divide the human population from each other, and all these isms. So yes, absolutely correct, Dawn. Very good. Good question. I'm just trying to. Ashley saying before inauguration, hey Ashley, we watch Gia. The Gia channel is pretty good. I don't watch it all the time. Let's see here. I'm just trying to catch it. I've heard of it. Let's see. I think I'm thinking you're thinking of the small grays are bad, not the tall grays. Um, Most of the grays, not all of them, but most of them uh, do these things, and they're all being taken off the planet. The command can have the grays on that we call the zeta on the planet when contact happens. Hey, Acid TV, we'll have to do that on Sunday night. Do they look like us? Yes, Sky. The space people do look like us. I mean, like you and me. They have families like us. They look like us. The difference is they are more advanced in their consciousness, spiritually, and in every other way. But they do look like us. Mount Shasta. Shasta. It's in California. CJ. Thank you, Palladium Rainbow. Ginger couch. Well, gradually. I mean, it's not going to be easy because I know I'm one of those people. I like fruits and vegetables, certain vegetables, but I still eat things like chicken or those kinds of things. Yeats say the city of light. And there are many cities of light when you deal with the space people, many, many cities of light. It's pretty amazing. Are the star people going to rift to our houses to see us? That honestly, I don't know. I think it's not going to work that way. I think it's going to be essentially a mass contact. When I say mass contact, that means for the whole planet. Now, there might be a situation before contact where you're contacted as individual people. Yes, that could be possible. Yes, once I think it's IJ, will they heal poor functioning organs? Yes, once contact happens, physically, you'll be able to have those things healed once the contact happens. Robin, I didn't see your question. I'm going to bring Robin up here. Robin, turn your setting from private to public. I'm getting that you're asking me a question, but you're getting filtered out. I'm not seeing your question, Robin. It's not me. TikTok is filtering out whatever you're saying. So change your setting. I'll bring you up here. I'm not seeing your question. So Greg Ball 346. The reason why they're coming to Earth is because we are now ready for contact. Our frequency, our vibration over the planet is way higher than it was over 30 years ago. To make it a simple answer, that's the reason why. And it's time for us to stop living the way we're living in limitation. Robin, you need to change your setting. You're set to private. I'll bring you up here and I'll be happy to ask you a question, but I'm not seeing it. Jersey for life. I can't live on fruit. I'm diabetic. I understand that, Jesus. I mean, Jersey. You know, hopefully when contact happens, they'll be able to heal that problem. Let's see here. It is Robin. I'm going to bring Robin up here. We'll be able to talk to Robin because I didn't. It's filtering out the questions. Robin, welcome to the show.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This is a lot better. TikTok filters out depending what words you use, and I can see when you're not asking the question, saying, "Do you see my question?" So now we're right here, and this is better. So I'm happy to have you on the show here on Ashtar Night. What is your question?
I guess I was just confused. I mean, obviously, like everybody else, my mind has been swirling with all of this information. There was a young woman, not young, but I think her name was Laureen
Hmm.
Genevieve something. Do you know of her?
No, I have no idea who she is.
Okay, all right. I guess what I was confused about is you said that they do not have any nefarious intentions, correct?
Absolutely correct.
Um, and then last night you took implants out of a young man, which is obviously a nefarious act. So I'm
That,
confused.
but that, but then for that was from a lower vibrational ET group called the Zeta. They're not with the Ashtar Command. There's two different things going on here.
Okay.
The lower vibrational. This is the thing people need to learn, and I can teach you because I'm one of those space people. The lower vibrational being, the reptilians and the Zeta, they've been for years what you call abducting humans, and that's against universal law. That group of being, they operate in the third dimensional level like the Earth does, but they, even though they're advanced and they can travel, they can only travel within this particular universe and this solar system. They cannot go to a higher frequency because they actually operate in a lower vibrational pattern. So when we talk about taking implants out of people, we do that because those are against universal law, and it's the lower vibrational beings, the Zeta and the reptilians that work together that have been doing this.
And the Zeta are the Greys. I heard they're tall Greys
Yeah,
and the 4 foot Greys
yeah,
and the 8 foot Greys. Is that true?
yep, yep. And most of them are doing this. Again, when people have these encounters, because I've been involved in this for a lot of years, I met people who have. I mean, I've done this for a couple of months now, removing implants because they shouldn't have those in their body. It will prevent them from being able to experience the joy, not only of living, but the joy of what's going to be coming when contact happens. So the grays, that's an earth-based term that we created in our languaging. They're really called Zeta. Zeta Reticuli is the star system they come from.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
you came up here.
Yeah, me too. Because I was getting confused, and when I was getting
Yeah,
frustrated, uh,
yeah.
and I listened to you last night, and I saw what you did with that young man. Um, and I thought to myself, this doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense. And
Well, I'm glad you came up here.
I'm skeptical, like everybody. I'm skeptical, but I'm also. It sounds like a contradiction in term, but I'm also
Not really.
open
That's
minded.
you're not contradicting yourself. Your brain is skeptical, but your heart isn't. When I say heart, I'm not talking about the physical heart.
I know.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Once people stop listening to their brain, they'll understand everything that's going to happen. If you listen to your brain, I have a brain too. It will do that to me too, because I'm also human, right? But I'm operating right now in my cosmic consciousness. So for me, I'm here to help people bust the matrix of their of what they believe. What we've all been skeptical because we've been taught on a planet, whatever decade we've been born in, being born in the '60s, we were taught certain things to believe, and it's not our fault. This is what we were taught. This is what we understood to be true. Now we're seeing all these things. Say, wait a minute, what's going on? All these things in the sky. What's going on with these orbs and everything? Because it's
Hmm.
shaking the foundation of our belief systems, right? Your belief system, my human belief system, we're all in this together. I'm not any better or worse than anybody else, but I am operating in full consciousness because my space family is on a ship and I know they exist and I can share that openly.
Hmm.
See what I mean? And
Yeah.
you also have that connection to the stars. You don't might not realize it yet, and that's okay. But when this stuff starts happening, it is going to shake your belief systems, which is a good thing. It's to let the belief systems be shaken that you have and let go of those belief systems. And once you let go of those belief systems, you're going to have some amazing experiences. I don't know if they are yet, but you're going to have some beautiful things happen to you.
Well, someone told me, this woman, I don't know how legit she was. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
But she kept talking about how they were coming after her, trying to
Hmm.
alive her because she knew too much and she worked. What did she say she was? She was in the Galactic War and all
Yeah, I have no
kinds.
idea. Yeah, there could be people in different timelines having different experiences. I have
But
no
she
idea who
said
that
I
person
was a
is.
star person, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. So a
I
star
thought,
person, what they call a star seed, is basically your human being. And again, when you say what is a star seed, because you're not actually remembering who you are. I think what she's trying to say is she's saying you're connected to the stars. Now, I always have said on my shows here that everybody here is human, but we're not just human. We come here and we don't remember who we are. And then when we do remember who we are, then we see all the illusions of all the things we've been taught in high school and college, in the office, going to work every day, buying, watching TV and watching game shows, whatever we do. We all have done it. I mean, I'm human. We're all human, right? When you wake up as what you call a star seed, which is the more appropriate term, and all that means is simply so you understand it, you're now woken up to the fact that you're not just merely having a human experience. You're now remembering you're from some other star system. Now, I'm not saying you remember that yet. I don't expect you to. I'd be kind of foolish to say that. But the fact that you're questioning everything is the beginning of waking up to the truth. And
yeah, but
eventually, whatever that
sometimes
is,
questions.
I'm not even gonna tell you what it is, Robin. But you're on your own journey. Like no one can tell anybody what their truth is, and that's why I'm here to bust the matrix. People have their own truth. You will find out what feels comfortable to you, and it's beautiful you're here on the show because you're seeking the answers. And I'm not trying to program anything to anybody. I can only speak from my knowledge and what I know, and I don't channel anything. I don't read cards. I'm just telling you what I understand.
I've always been inquisitive, extremely inquisitive.
It's good. Me too.
Um,
Me too.
so I'd like to ask one more question if I can.
Yeah.
So they've been here for billions of years. Okay, that
Oh,
makes
yeah, absolutely.
because I believe that they put the Egyptian pyramids up because who else they didn't have the technology back then, so someone had to do it.
Right.
Um, so I do believe that there were beings with that were capable of doing that. It certainly wasn't the people that know that lived in that time frame. Um, so why now? That's the question. Why now? After
Well,
all these
if,
billions of years, why now?
why? Why? Well, put it this way: for the billions of years, every civilization within our billions of years of existence have had contact at some point in their life. So every civilization that existed before us at some point had contact when there was a high frequency on this planet. That's why you have Atlantis, Lemuria, the land of Mu, the subterranean cities, the Garther network, which is the inner Earth, which people can argue all they want about it, but it does exist. There are entrances to it. And so our planet, well, we've been talked about Earth being a solid planet of core rock. That has been a misinformational thing that has been taught in school when we were growing up as kids. And every single decade, no matter how old you are, we've all been taught that we live on a solid rock called Earth. We have volcanoes, we have lava, we have all the traditional science about our planet.
Wait a
You
minute.
know,
I thought the core was not solid.
it's not solid. That's what I'm telling you. I'm just
Right.
saying we were
That's what
taught to
we were.
believe.
That's what. No,
We
I
were
was.
that's what right. We were taught that, but that what I'm saying is that was misinformation. When you went to school in the 60s or 70s or 80s, they didn't say, "Oh, did you know about the inner Earth? Do you know about the Agartha network?"
But
These
actually,
students,
I was taught that the inner core is like a molten lava. Is that not? That's
no,
not.
that's not totally true.
That's
It's
not
it's
true.
partly true, but it isn't totally true. When I talk about the Earth being hollow, I'm talking about civilizations that live within our Earth. It's called the Agartha network. Study that a little bit. Agartha network, subterranean cities of the inner Earth. They have a sun in the inner Earth. This goes against everything we've been taught in traditional science. But I'm here to bust the matrix. Admiral Byrd, if you study Admiral Byrd, he went into the
Hmm.
inner Earth. He met space people inside our planet. Our planet's not just molten lava, it is way more than that, but we've been not told the truth.
Hmm.
You
That makes
see?
sense. They also put us under desks for bombs, which literally
Yes,
makes
I
sense.
remember that. I remember that. And we were under
Yes.
the desk for, you know, and if something happened, we would survive it because we're under a desk in the
Right.
classroom.
Which,
And see that goes to
looking
the
back
point
on it,
where
is
we're,
so
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've been taught things that are not true. Most
Hmm.
of everything we not everything, but most of what I'm saying here is we've been misinformed about the real truth of our planet. Our planet's way more than surface dwellers. But we were taught when we were growing up, no one ever told me there were people living in the oceans. Was anybody telling you that when you went to school?
No, but I do believe there are other. It doesn't. It's to me, it's not logical that we would be the only civilization. It just isn't. The universe and universes beyond. It just doesn't make sense that we
Yeah,
are the only life form,
yeah,
intelligent.
absolutely.
No,
You're
I've
absolutely
never,
right on the money. Yeah,
I've never believed that we were the only
yeah.
life form.
Yeah, you know, so it's good you're up here. You're asking questions that I'm sure a lot of people watching this are thinking of. So you're helping a lot of people by asking these questions. We've been basically misinformed. We were, you know, now again, understand. I had my first contact and only visual contact in the 1960s when I was a kid with people from outer space in a spaceship that were looking at me in a cul-de-sac in their spaceship. And I went upstairs in my brother's room and saw these people, and they were human. They were men and women in spacesuits, and they looked beautiful. And they were looking at me, and they were telepathically communicating. Now, I didn't know years later that I'd be the person I am now. I didn't know I'd know all these things. I mean, I had many sightings of spaceships growing up as a kid, but you know, I would go about my life and say when I was in Vermont, I saw spaceships up there when I was in college, and I said, you know, what's going on here? And then finally, I woke up and I finally understood who I was, came out of the closet, said, you know, I have a space consciousness, I have a human consciousness. We all do have a space consciousness, but not everybody's aware of it yet. You will be when contact happens.
Now, I have heard that there's many dimensions. So this brings me to another topic, but still intertwined with what you're talking about. Orbs. I have been led to believe that orbs are beings that have passed away that are still here. I totally believe in that because I spoke to a medium, and there's no way in this world or any other world that she could have known what she knew. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible.
So on the subject of the orbs, there are what you call those are the people that have passed away. That's one type of orb. So when you talk about the other orbs, which we get into here, the ones people are seeing in the skies, those are intergalactic. Some of them are unmanned craft. Some of them are living consciousness, space type craft. If some of those orbs in the skies that people are documenting on their videos were to come down beyond a big field in your house, those orbs would be probably as big as 2 cars or 3 cars, maybe 4 cars. They're quite big. In the sky, those specific orbs look to the human eye not to be as big, but if they came right on top of you, those things are pretty big. And again, these are being sent down from the spaceships to monitor the frequency of our planet right now, because that's going to be the first part of contact is these orbs. And not just orbs, you're going to see all kinds of things, pyramid type craft. There's all kinds of spaceships from all over the universe that are coming here. And inside these craft are actually space people. So you're not making contact with an orb in the sky or a spaceship. You're making contact with consciousness, with people that exist that are coming here. So when people say, Commander, you know, I can't wait to make contact with that ship. You're not making contact with any ship. There is consciousnesses in the ship that are making contact with your consciousness that can actually see you. When a person sees a spaceship in, let's say, the coastal city somewhere on the water in England or something, it's not that they're looking at a spaceship. Yes, they're looking at a manifestation of a craft, but there are physical, intelligent beings inside that ship that can see that person and actually can make communications with them telepathically. Do you understand?
Yes. So
Okay.
do they communicate telepathically, or,
Yes.
okay, so they do not speak.
No, they could speak, but the method of most of the space people is telepathic communications. We speak, They use telepathy to speak. They can speak in any language through telepathy, whether it's a little island in some weird country that speaks a dialect that nobody understands. They understand every dialect of every single human being in every country on this planet.
Hmm. I believe we all have the capacity to speak telepathically. We just outgrow it as we get older.
Yeah,
Because
we
my
do. When you're a baby,
son
you have the
did that.
natural ability to do telepathy beyond crying as a little baby. You have been given, you come with the initial understanding of who you are. You forget who you are as you get older because you're indoctrinated into an earth based society. When you get old enough to go being unindoctrinated and start questioning the realities of what you've been taught, then you understand that what you're saying is true, that you can everyone here has the ability that's watching this. Every one of you has the ability to learn to be telepathic. We just
Hmm.
end up speaking to each other. We go to a family party, we move our lips, we talk, but we do have the ability to be telepathic.
I believe that because well, he's not three now, but many, many years ago when he was three, I was sick. It was freezing outside, and I was standing there looking outside, thinking to myself, if it were only warm, maybe I could bake this cold away with
Mm-hmm.
the heat. And he looked up at
Mm-hmm.
me and he said, "Why do you want it to be warm, mommy?" And I'm like, whoa.
Right.
So
See.
that was my first kind of encounter with telepathy, and that really it stuck with me.
Yeah, you see, and you do have the ability to be that way. I my recommendation, Robin, so many good questions is, always, and this goes to everybody over the world watching Ashtar Command Night here. This is a night when we are speaking from an Ashtar Command perspective. I am an Ashtar person, meaning that I am a space person, and my consciousness is here in my physical body. Let me explain that. So my consciousness that was on the spaceship before I came to Earth, my body on the ship is bigger. I'm probably about 8 feet tall. I have a beard, and I actually my body is in stasis. Stasis is a protection of the body while I'm living on Earth. Many of you who are starseed have your bodies on a spaceship protected in what we call stasis. So how I define that, because I don't know many people that understand that word. I'm
I
not
do.
assuming anything again. You
I
do.
understand.
So
Like
so you do
homeostasis.
understand.
Yes.
So the body's in stasis. My body physically is in stasis, and my consciousness is here in here. My consciousness is in this human body. So I can speak from an earth based consciousness during the week when I have to go get gas in the car. I can be a regular person. In this state of moment that I'm in, the consciousness that I'm right now talking to you, I'm operating in a state of consciousness, which is my cosmic reality, my conscious consciousness. That's why I'm able to speak the way I'm speaking. As I'm speaking too fast, I'm able to answer your questions the way I'm answering them right now in this consciousness.
Interesting.
You see?
Interesting.
And I'm not channeling this. This is me being me.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you bringing me up here because I was getting frustrated. I don't know why. It's like you had said earlier that 2024 was a tough year. It was.
Yes.
It was a tough year, and um, I even before I even knew who you were, I knew that 2025 was going to be something different. I just had a feeling.
Yeah. Well,
I
that
just,
feeling, Robin, came from your inner consciousness, not from your brain. It came from your inner soul, your higher self. Everybody here has a higher self. Do you know what that is? I'm sure most people do. But if you know what the higher self is, you call it the soul, the higher self. It's the higher aspect of who you are. The higher aspect of who you are out there is the one that knows everything. When you use your brain, the brain kind of questions everything, and sometimes it questions it to a point where it blocks you from seeing the higher consciousness of yourself.
hmm,
It's very important to operate from your higher self versus your brain. Your brain can be good to go to the market or figure out a bill at the restaurant, but use your higher self within you to understand the galactic. Understood?
yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Robin, thank you so much for coming up here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm glad we finally got you here. So, and I'm sorry you had that problem, but I'm glad you're
Yeah,
up
and I'm
here.
sorry if I sounded, I don't know, trying to think of the right word.
No, Don't worry about it.
difficult.
You're
If I
good.
was seemed
You're
difficult,
not difficult. You're good. You're good. All right.
just
Thank you so much. All
thank
right.
you.
There you go. All right. We're going to bring Robert down. And if you do have questions for Ashtar Command Night related to everything I'm talking about, and Pixelation 1, skeptical, and you can be skeptical because you were taught to be skeptical, Pixie. You were taught, just like all of us were taught to be skeptical. We were told to believe what we were taught in school. I don't know what age you are, I don't know what generation you are, but whatever you've been taught to believe is not true. And I can tell you that it's not true. All our belief systems are predicated on textbooks and teachers. And the teachers are not necessarily to blame for everything they teach us. They're reading out of a textbook that was written probably 20 or 30 years before they were even a teacher. What I'm teaching you here is stuff that comes from space. What I'm teaching here tonight on Ashtar Command Night is I want to bust every belief system that a human being has here. I want to bust it wide open. I'm not here to say I agree with the way life is here, or I agree with the matrix of the way things are here. I'm not here to do that. If I want to be complacent and do that, I might as well do a show about how it is nice to live on Earth with McDonald's and going to Walmart or something. I'm not here to make you feel good about the way things are. I'm here to shake you up. I'm here to shake this planet up. That's what we're here to do. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're skeptical, but I guarantee you, you're here because you're higher self for what you hear. Hey, Jerry, good to see you, brother. I have ADHD, Red Dog says. I believe dreams are an important portal to our ability to connect with consciousness. Absolutely correct. Let's see here. Irish, thank you for the gift. Yes, school is what it is. Yes, school of indoctrination. We've all been through that. Every one of us has been through the schools of indoctrination. Religion is indoctrination. Politics is indoctrination. Those two things combined on our planet have created indoctrination. Creating countries, indoctrination. This is my country. This is your country. Oh, you can't go on my land. It's my land. You're living on a planet called Earth. You're not living on a planet called America or Russia or England or UK or Netherlands. You're living on the planet Earth. When the space people come here for contact, they're not saying, "Oh, there's the United States. Oh, there's Greenland. There's Iceland. There's that little empty island in the Pacific Ocean." They're coming to a planet called Earth. You are Earthians, but you don't think of yourselves as Earthians. You think of yourselves as Americans, as Chinese, as Hungarians, Polish. You look at yourselves as being a nationality instead of being a human being, and that has caused many divisions and problems on your planet. Do you understand? The school of indoctrination. Well said. Let's see here. Yeah, so if you have ADHD, I know what that is. Simply, I would say, just in general, there are music that people should use as we get ready for contact. I always say if you go on like a YouTube and look under ambient meditation music, you'll find all types of higher frequency music, and allow yourself to do breathing exercises on a daily basis for 20 or 30 minutes. And as you breathe in and out of your nostrils, when you get totally relaxed, whether you have ADHD or not, everyone needs to learn how to do this. If you're not meditating already, you need to learn to do this on your own using higher frequency music. This will allow yourself, your consciousness, your brain will kind of relax and just put yourself in a peaceful state. And as you continually do it, just like walking every day or jogging on a track at a high school or whatever it is, think of yourself as jogging in your consciousness to a higher state of consciousness. Lynn, thank you. And if you do this every day, you'll get yourself into that state of consciousness, of peace and complete understanding. You'll be ready for contact when it happens. So you're getting your mind, body, and soul into a very high state of consciousness. And higher dimensional music or ambient music is really, for everybody, the best way to do it. So in terms of the Big Bang Theory, there is no bang. So I know this is going to bust the matrix on people that are the traditional science people say there's a Big Bang Theory on Earth. From an Ashtar Command perspective, this planet was not created by a bang. Every planet in the whole universe, thank you, Peggy, for that question, was created by the Creator. There was no bang for your bucks. Every planet, every planetary system, every solar system, every galaxy, every universe was created by the Creator. On Earth, the perceptions of reality are so limited in terms of the way people operate here. It sometimes becomes very interesting when I look at the planet and monitor consciousness. It's very, very different. If you've gone to planet P or G in another particular solar system way beyond this one, there would not be anybody on that planet saying, "Oh, what about the Big Bang Theory? What about that?" God just created everything everywhere. But there are Earth people, and Peggy, thanks again for the question. There are Earth people that believe that we were created in a Big Bang Theory, that we came from a fish to become a human being. This is all part of traditional misinformation on your planet. You didn't come from a fish. You didn't come from an amoeba. You didn't come from a monkey or an ape. You came from other planets to experience the human condition. You came here to experience life somewhat different from where you came from. Now, not everybody here is going to remember where they came from coming to Earth. So, how did I get here? You came here. You chose to be here. As I spoke earlier, star seed. Star seed, defining the word star seed, is you came from another planet. You volunteered to come to Earth. Millions and millions of you came here, and you're here. Many of you are awakened. I can see in your comments. Many of you know who you are. Some of you have no idea. Some of you are just starting out to figure this whole thing out, and that's good. But we're all collectively here for a reason right now. You know, no one is better than the other. As much as I know and as all the things I teach, I am not better than you or worse than you. I'm just awakened. That's the only difference. Being awakened is not better or worse. It means I am awake. If you are awakened, there you go. We're all going to wake up at some point. There's no way you can go backwards. There's no way you can hide in the closet when contact happens, say, I don't want to go out there and meet them. You're going to see them. You're going to meet them. And it's going to be way more beautiful than the misinformation on the internet, because there's a lot of that going on. Let's see here. And it isn't the teacher's fault. The teachers read textbooks that were written before they were born. So really, the teachers are only prescribing what they read in the textbook. I believe dreams are an important portal. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to try to catch up here. This is Anna to you. Commander, I am a species from the Andromeda. Well, if you know this is Anna, if you know that you're connected to that, then go with it in your meditations. Make that connection. If you feel from Andromeda, then you are from Andromeda. Okay? Dawn says, I prefer to go with you. Thank you. I'm just going slowly to catch up here. Let's see. I think we all have ADHD. I definitely do. Michelle says, let's see here. When are they coming? User Peter, hey Peter, User Peterson, thank you for the question. I appreciate that. So they're already here. What you're seeing in the skies right now, everybody, and don't get confused by what's happening. The media on your planet is now suppressing the information of what's going on around the planet. They're not showing you as much as they did initially. Again, don't worry about that, whether your media shows it or not. They will eventually have to show the spaceships. When the spaceships make their appearance, the big spaceships, there's not one media outlet in the planet that can ignore it. No cameraman from any international news media will be able to ignore this. There'll be no way. They're going to have to show the spaceships. You know, and it doesn't matter what government it is. No government can stop the contact. Not one government on our planet can stop what's coming. Okay? So they're going to be the major part of contact, the physical part of contact. We're looking towards 2026. What's happening now is you're starting to see visualizations of a few things. You're seeing non-terrestrial spaceships or orbs and other types of craft that are appearing. When you see the Earth-based ones, those look like blinking lights. Those are basically Earth-based projected craft that have nothing to do with the space people. And that's being done to confuse you. So don't let, if you videotape anything, if you see really beautiful orbs in the sky, videotape those to document them. But when you see the blinking things going after the orbs, those are Earth based craft, have nothing to do with the space people. Let's see. Yes, J Mark. Great question, J Mark. J Mark 1. Do they respect individuality? Yes. They respect it so much. It's so important for them. They respect everybody's individuality. What they are here also to do is to make beautiful contact with you and to show you that there is a beautiful universe out there with many, many beautiful people from other planets. They're here to interact with you. They're here to show you they're your cosmic family. They're here to interact you in so many beautiful ways to show you different things, the way they live. But they definitely respect individuality. That's a great question. It is time for me to go, Commander. As always, I've learned. Thank you, Laura. Laura, have a beautiful weekend. What's left of it? Let's see here. Yes, we are one race on the human race. Absolutely, Earthians. Let's see here. Let me. I'm going to try to. I'm going to kind of see here. I just went all the way up. Let's see. I have so many questions. Let's see. I'm going backwards. Science is controlled. Yes. How do the big, dense spaceships travel in zero gravity? These spaceships aren't dense at all. Actually, these spaceships operate in a different. Now, if you take a space satellite or a space station or NASA type space rockets, they're very dense. The space people have living ships. Many of their ships are living ships. What does that mean? What's a living ship? A living ship is created through consciousness, through collective consciousness. The space people can create a ship out of consciousness. They don't even have to build a ship. They just create it through consciousness. Now, goes beyond everything in our understanding of spaceships or technology. Now, I'm not saying that the space people don't build ships, but many of the space people that are coming here are on ships that are created through consciousness, which is way beyond our understanding in this human understanding of life. Their ships are created through consciousness. And yes, there are spaceships that are physically solid, and those ships don't have any nuts and bolts on them. Those ships are also from outer space. If you see a spaceship with bolts on them, that is our reverse engineered technology, not to confuse you. Electro, thank you for the question. Yes, Rachel, I'll bring you up. Let's see here. Who's in here? Let's see. We have Rocky, Angel. Yeah, I'm going to bring up Angel Care, and then Rachel will bring you up. Go into the queue. Rachel, I think Angel Care. This is Ashtar Command Night. We're strictly talking about what's going to happen, and I am a space person with the command here. So, Angel's Care, welcome.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good.
Good, and you're over 18, correct?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. And I'm glad you're on here. What would you like to ask me or share with me or what have you?
Well, I was kind of wondering when they have contact with us, there's a lot of evil people on the earth. Does something happen to them? Does evil
Yes,
go away, or what happens there?
right. There are actual places for those that are not operating in that frequency that will be taken to another planet where they can work out their karma because they're actually operating in a karmic debt that they have to first work out before they can actually be with that higher frequency. So there'll be a place for everybody. Those that have that what you call evil and negativity, they will not be going to where all of the human population on this earth is going. And what I'm saying is we're not leaving this planet. I just want to also make that really clear. When contact happens, we will still be here. The people that were doing those negative things will be in a place where they will have to work out that karma away from those of you like yourself or me that are operating in a different frequency.
Wow, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
To live here without evil is just
Yeah,
beyond
I know.
imagination. I mean, it's that sounds wonderful.
And
Is it
understand. Go ahead.
I was kind of wondering, why um, why are we here? It's like I've always felt like I've
Ah.
never belonged. And then it's
Hmm.
like, but there's like all kinds of different like star seeds and there's other
Hmm.
different types of humans. Is that what it is? I
Yes,
don't
I'm going to
understand.
answer your question. Yeah, I'll answer your question. It's a good question. So we're here to experience everything good, better, and different. For whatever reason, we all chose to be here. Now, I don't know everybody's planetary system where you came from, but the fact is, we all came from somewhere else beyond Earth. I've been very out of the closet about it for years because now I know who I am. But for those that don't really know, that's okay. The fact is, we came here to experience it. We didn't know the experience was going to be like this: shopping malls, people, wars going on the planet, all these different experiences, which are not always the experiences that we thought we'd want to have or even chose to have. But we came here to relearn things, and now we know what we don't want because we've seen all of it. This is not the way we want to live. This is not the way we as human beings want to live. And therefore, knowing that, we're going to have this contact, so we now understand that we're going to live in a much more harmonious relationship, and we are going to recognize that relationship with the space people that are men and women from other planets in a very beautiful way. And that's exactly why contact's happening.
Well said. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I appreciate
it's so,
you.
so is it kind of like a are we filtering out like the negative beings also?
Yes, they continuously have been taken off planet on ships to leave the Earth. Those that were causing havoc, they're being rounded up as we speak, and the Ashtar Command itself has been going after them, and they are capturing them.
Great. That's exciting. That's wonderful news too. And
Yeah.
I just one more question. Um, I know it's probably not able to do this tonight, but I've always felt like I've had a chip, like an implant, and it's like I felt something like in front of my ear, and when I
Hmm.
noticed it and started messing around with it, all of a
Hmm.
sudden there was a scar there and it was
Hmm.
gone.
Hmm.
But it always
Yeah. One
felt
night,
strange.
one night I'll be doing again, and one night I'll do a specific night, maybe this week. I'll be doing
Okay.
something like that again. I'll promote it on TikTok on a recording, and I'll let you know.
Okay. That sounds wonderful. Thank you for answering all my questions. And you are very well spoken, and I appreciate you, and I'm sure everybody on here appreciates you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, and I appreciate you. You're very well spoken as well. So I thank you, Angels. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you. And that's Teddy Bear. That's my
Teddy
dog.
Bear. Oh, Teddy Bear. Okay. Hey, Teddy Bear. I appreciate you very much. I thank you for your
You
questions. They
guys
were
take
good
care.
ones.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, Angel. All right, take
Uh,
care. I'm going to bring up Rachel. Rachel, let me see here. And hopefully Rachel's still there. Rachel, let's see. And you're watching, just to get people know, this is Ashtar Command Night. I am a space person. I'm operating in my space consciousness tonight. And if I'm talking kind of quickly or like sound like I'm amped up, I am. But I'm talking and I'm trying to respond to every specific area that people have. Rachel, welcome to the show. Up, up, Rachel, I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening. I cannot hear you. Yeah, do you have an air? Do you have like Bluetooth on? I cannot hear you. Oh, Rachel's having a little bit of problem with her phone there. We'll come back to you, Rachel. I can't. I'm not sure why that's happening, but I cannot hear you. Let's see here. Nope. I'm gonna bring Rachel. We'll bring you back. Let's see. Gray depth. Let me see here. We're gonna try to bring Rachel back up here again and see what happens. Rachel, can you hear me? Nope. Your audio is really low. Turn your microphone up. Turn the volume control up. Very low, very low. Are you using a Bluetooth?
No, I'm just using my phone.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You can hear me better?
Oh, much better. Yeah.
Oh, yay. I love it. We had this problem the last time, remember when I came on and there was a weird like humming noise or something like that?
Yeah, we had some weird
Oh.
stuff. You sound good now.
Okay, great. Yeah, you guys can finally hear my voice. So I'm like really excited to share with you. Do you remember us doing sort of like a healing session to sort of
Yes.
like open my mind to
To make
really,
contact.
yeah, to make contact. And so I've really been like practicing my meditation more because I know when I was a kid I had a lot more of these abilities, and then as life like moves forward, it's kind of like I lost them along the way with all the stuff that comes in with life. So I did a long meditation. It was really kind of awesome where I like kind of just opened, like visualized like opening, I would say your third eye, I guess, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And I noticed that some of the people were like, how do you get to a higher consciousness and how do you meditate? And so I'll just share like when I close my eyes, like I concentrate on the back sides of my lids. And on the back
Hmm.
sides of your lids, there's like color patterns, there's shapes. Like if you close your eyes, if everybody did it right now, you'll notice there's stuff behind there. So when I meditate, like I kind of concentrate on that, and then that the colors and the like that just takes me somewhere, you know? Um and so I had a long talk about, in my meditation about wanting to be more open and wanting to have like my abilities to be able to like see space people and, just even more like pouring love in all this good meditation. Well, the next night I went back to bed, and this was like the day after, like, I think I was on your show. And the next night I went back to bed and I started in on a meditation. And right away, like behind my eyelids was like a slideshow, like a slideshow. And
Wow.
it was going like really fast. Like there were showing me like, remember I was like I want to be able to see, and then that next day it was like I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I just got to tell you, I probably sound really crazy, but it almost looked like a black and white like slideshow, but it was like I felt like it was in my room. And then I opened my eyes and I could see it in my room. The slideshow was in my room, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
going, yes, and it was going through really fast, like all these different, I want to say like lineages, like real fast pictures of like lineages
Of time through
of
time.
time and people. Like there were
Hmm.
there were people on them, like star people, like
Yeah.
on the images, because the goal was for me to like connect. And some of them, like when I was in this meditation state, they were going by so fast, like I couldn't get like a full, you know what I mean? Like grit, like my brain couldn't process it enough. And then interestingly, when I came out of that meditation, like how you have your room right now, like you see, like I'm sure it's like a light or something, but there's all those dots there.
Yeah.
Ever since then, when my room is dark, I see those.
Yeah. See?
So
Yeah.
is
And
that like, what do you think of that?
yeah, I think that's a true. I think for you that it was a true experience. That was meant for you. That you were ready to see all those times of your history and everything, and the galactic levels of that. And that happens only because your consciousness is now ready to see it. You weren't working from a brain consciousness. You were working from the galactic consciousness of yourself.
Right, right. So I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
thank you for letting me share that, because I knew I was like blocked
Mm.
somehow from that,
Hmm.
and now I'm feeling like I'm way more awake and
Yeah.
open, you know?
No.
So
Yeah. No. It's well spoken. From the last time I talked to you, when we did that to unblock you, and this is what's happened. more and more beautiful things will happen because you're now unblocked. You can now, as we get towards contact in 2026, you'll be able to have more relationships with in that level of consciousness that you're talking about.
Right, right. That's what I'm so excited about. So yeah, I'm going to continue that work. And just wanted to share that with you and how you do wonderful things on this show for people. So I appreciate you. And you could take me down and I'll just stay in the chat.
Okay, most welcome. I'm glad you're here, Rachel, and thank you. We're gonna bring
Thank you.
Rachel down, and it's 12:35 in the morning. This is Ashtar Command Night. I'm your host, Commander Alian. Welcome to the show, and we're glad to have you with us here. And we send our love out to everybody because it's all about love, and that's the key thing. Katie Lee says using light language will help you connect and communicate. Thank you, Katie Lee. That's absolutely true. I'm just looking at people here. And can they stop the ongoing genocide? So, Cosmos, great question. When contact happens, when it happens, there won't be any room for conflict or wars on our planet. I know we've all lived through them. Some of you are old enough, have just in your young age, maybe you're in your 20s, your 30s, you in the current life of you've had here, you've seen all these things. Growing up in the 60s, we had the Cold War, we had the whole thing of going under the table to prevent ourselves from being having a nuclear weapon or something destroy our lives, essentially. So when the space people make contact, they will be able to neutralize everything, and there will not be ability to create the kind of conflicts that are happening currently on the planet. Hey, Dana, good to see you and everybody here. I'm glad everybody's here. I hope you're learning a few things on Ashtar Command Night. And I've lived through many world conflicts. Lynn, understood. Understood. Nate and Nelia, welcome. Yeah, so the governments will kind of freak out when contact happens. It's just a given they will do. Um, Gave you, let's see, who is this person? Buttermilk Jones Troy here. Gave you met Jesus? Oh, have you met Jesus? I have not met Jesus. My friend April, who's friends with furries on the spaceship, she's met the physical Jesus, and he's a very beautiful, loving being, person, has a family. You wish they would come today. They're already here in a sense, not all of them yet, but the command is here. There are people like myself on Earth in the human form. Many of us are here from other worlds. They're in our oceans, like I said. Hey, Tommy, thank you. And they're right now above our planet, but that's not the gist of all of the different intergalactic craft that are coming here. There are many more fleets of space ships that are coming here with people on them to assist the planet. Yes, it's still 2026 until we hear anything different. If something dramatic changes, it's still 2026. Yeah, and let's see here. I don't know if April's around. I didn't know if she was able to come on tonight. Her green light's on, so I don't know if she is on live or not. If she's on, try to get her over here. I don't know if she's on live. Astro Command. Yes, there. Yes, the Astro Command is watching the program. Dawn, you won't be left behind. Nobody will. And you're all beautiful people. That's the one thing I want you to realize, that love is the key essence of everything. And anywhere we go, we have to be that love. Well, you can get rid of the negativity. All you have to do is meditate and let yourself know that you don't want to be that way. You know, negativity is just a thought form. I have love. Oh, good. Yeah, Angela. On a regular night, we can help you get unblocked so you can make contact, consciously speaking. Any videos? No. No, I haven't any videos. But I've known April. Oh, she's not doing a live. Okay, her light's on. She might be off planet. She could be off planet. She could be actually on the ship right now. But it's good to see everybody here. And if you have any questions, I'll try to bring you on here. And it's all related to the Ashtar command. So we're trying to help people tonight. Many of you had great questions. Chef Jeff, we'll bring Chef Jeff on. And this is Commander Alian. I'm the host of the show. During the regular part of the week, Sunday through Friday, we deal with all kinds of stuff regarding disclosure, UFO sightings, the whole bit. Chef Jeff, let me bring that person on here. And you're watching Ashtar Command Q&A. Chef Jeff, welcome to our show.
Hey, thank you, Commander. Hey,
Good to have you with us.
I'm sorry?
It's good to have you with us. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I don't know if this is cool to do, but I was on April's live one day for the first time, and I introduced myself, and she flipped out and told me I was a starseed and that I was one of her jet fighter pilots, or
Okay.
ship pilots, and that I escort.
Yeah, they don't have jet fighter pilots, but like a ship,
but you know
like
that.
a person involved, like on a spaceship, doing something within the spaceship realm.
Right.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah, she told me I have a wife on the ship, and she works in the health bay, and she's beautiful and lovely, and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
then she talked about my Earth life, which was very strange because I haven't met her before, and I don't have anything on my bio or anything. There's no way. And she got it to a T.
Oh yeah, she will.
Like
Because
to a T.
we can read energy. Like I don't have to read the energy, but she can. She's been fully activated.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I've had
Yeah.
some really interesting experiences when I was younger, especially. Just seemed to be real prevalent. But my question tonight is so if this was true, not the for entertainment purposes only, obviously.
Right.
Is there like a call up for duty, or is there, because she said I was going to be working again, or do I have to fulfill this miserable existence for another
Well,
10?
put it this way. I'm also a human being like you are. I've been through school. It doesn't matter if we went through high school or whether you made it to college or not. The fact that you're living here, we're all here to experience this, even if we don't necessarily like what we see. We chose to come here. We don't remember choosing to do that. I didn't remember it, but I came here and I feel 10 times stronger knowing what I see and what I don't want to see happen on any planet. And that's why we came here. We came here to see what this life is about. We also came here to help the planet. So by having these experiences, now we know what we don't want to see, right? And now we know what we do want to see. So we're going to make what we want to see happen. And that's why contact is going to happen in 2026, because we're now going to reconnect with our family, galactically speaking, on a big level. And then we all have individual cosmic family. I have two sisters, a brother, a mother, and a father on the spaceship. They're watching this show right now on a spaceship. So for people watching the show right now, as I'm talking quickly because I'm operating in a different consciousness, they are watching every single comment. They can see everything Chef Jeff and I are talking about right now, right here on a panel screen on the spaceship. And they're watching the show.
It's incredible. So my next question is I guess I wanted to really get to this one is so we're essentially on a reconnaissance mission, but for our own educational purposes.
Well, we're on a mission that's not just reconnaissance mission. We're on a mission to remember who we are in a very spiritual way, cosmically speaking. It's not so much a reconnaissance mission. We came here to remember what we forgot before we came here. So what I mean is, on off planet, we all have a space body in stasis. You are now remembering, you will remember your cosmic consciousness. As you remember more of who you are, you'll actually can go within and meditate and ask yourself, how am I? And you'll remember it. All you have to do is ask yourself. Don't rely on the brain for that information. The brain's going to question everything. As I said earlier, if people want to remember who they are, just go through a higher dimensional music through meditation and ask those questions internally, and you'll get the answers. You'll hear them from your higher self, not from your brain.
Okay, so what we're learning here in this form, we are going to take back now. Are we reporting that in, or are we just using it to
when
help us?
we when you go to sleep, you actually, we all do, we travel out of our body, what we call astral traveling. What I call cosmic traveling is we travel out of our body and we do go on back on the ships. Many times we forget what we did or why, we come back, we wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I think I had a dream." You went on the ship, but you don't remember what you're reporting back to. So, in a sense, when you use the word report, you're bringing back information that you remember, and you're also being given information downloaded when you go astral traveling back on an Ashtar ship. It's to give you information. You might not remember that information, but through meditation, eventually you will remember everything that you didn't remember when you went out of your body.
Okay, so that leads me to my next question, which is, um, you mentioned God and like a higher power, essentially, a
Right.
creator, the creator.
Yes.
Um, from my experience with modern religion, which I don't endorse, but
Right.
currently, but what I'm saying is, with my experience, it was miserable,
Right.
but yet I read the book, I listened to the sermons, and supposedly he's all knowing of what will happen and what won't. This has been a gnarly place to be, this earth.
Right. So,
And
in
did
terms of,
he know I was going to come down here, get screwed around with for
when you say
50
he,
years,
are you talking
or
about
she
God or
or
you?
it?
Okay, so let me kind of put things in perspective. And I'm now speaking again in my Ashtar command consciousness. God has nothing to do with Earth. I mean, in the terms of religion. Religion took the word God or the Creator and manifested it into whatever indoctrination it wanted for their congregation, whether you're Middle Eastern, Western civilization, Eastern civilization, it matters not. This is all earth based, trying to control the word God. God has no box to be controlled in. God or the Creator is multi understood as a universal being or energy of light. I mean, God is God. God has no physical box. Unfortunately, on Earth, everyone took the word God and said, "Well, God told us to do this. God told us to go to war." God never told anybody anything. Earth humans created that whole thing, like the song "Marching Onward to War." Talking about in relation
Onward,
to
marching
God
soldier,
or
or
whatever
marching
they called
soldiers.
him. God never created any of that. Human misinformation and lower vibrational energy created all those things to be manifested. So people thought that God, we were told to put God on a dollar bill. No one told anyone to put God on a dollar bill. God is for everyone in every planetary system from the multiverse. God has no attachments to any one specific realm or planet. God is everything. God is everywhere. God has no particular he or she. God is just God. But on Earth, everybody puts in a sort of a box of God. So God is my
Hmm.
religion. No, that's not your God. This is my God. There's no your God, my God. God is universal. That see on earth is we've been taught to believe that God is one specific group's God, and it's not your God. I want my God back. There's no tug of war here. God is universal, but on earth people don't understand that. And that's the whole thing with the breaking up of things, creating governments, creating countries, creating religions, creating all these things that are separations from the universal understanding of God, which is universal.
Right. Okay, so final question. Because of my existence here, and especially the prior years, and well, years up until literally last week, um, I'm cursed with nightmares ever since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know when they started. They started when, I was a teenager. And
Mm-hmm.
then they have been thematic. There was, uh, there was, very much a new, I don't know if I can say it here, but,
Well, let's not say it and just
right.
say that
Like
you had
a
dramatic.
W,
Yeah.
yeah, it was an end of times kind of situation that was repetitive and very
Mm-hmm.
possible at the time in the 80s.
Right.
So, so it was very
Well.
repetitive. It was very real, and it
Mm-hmm.
would end abruptly. I'd wake up very concerned, but I would remember it for a little while. It goes away. Now,
Yeah.
it was repetitive years till I was in my 20s. Then it switched to me traveling and I can literally travel to any country in the middle of the night, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
in that country. And
Yeah.
then the adventure begins, and I
Mm-hmm.
spend the rest of the night tossing and turning and having a nightmare of getting back. Well, last night I dreamt of being all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of it, I was rudely awakened by a ship going directly vertically straight down into the ocean, like at full
Hmm.
speed, like at
Mm-hmm.
full speed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one. Normally they go away, but that one didn't. And that's why I'm on today,
Really?
because that was just an absolute slap in the face. Like, this is silly. Like, I
Right.
don't normally.
So the ship. Let's get into that. So the ship part of your astral travel. What did the ship look like? Because,
Well,
like I said, we astral travel out of our bodies, and many times in our dream state, we go to a spaceship. You know, if you are
mm-hmm.
fully activated that way, you're not just going to travel over the earth. You actually, in your astral body, folks, what we call the Merkaba state. The Merkaba state is when you come out of your physical body and you consciously leave your body and create a living ship. So your body is protected in an energy field, and you are the living ship. Essentially, your physical body is on Earth, laying in bed, but you are in the Merkaba state are now traveling, or you call astral travel. There could be similarities. So when you saw this ship, it was going down into the ocean. Where were you? Do you remember where you were?
I don't, but I had been dreaming of the ocean all night. I was
Mm-hmm.
on boats. I was on. Here's a very interesting thing. You just mentioned it, sort of. I picked up on something, but just in the last, I don't know, month, I can fly. And it used to be that I could hover, I would crash a lot, I'd have to jump off of something. Not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I literally can take off from the ground. All I have to
Right.
do is kind of meditate and relax.
Right.
And I go very slow. It's very laborious to get off the ground. I think I'm
Yeah.
not good at it. But once
Mm-hmm.
I get going up, like I showed somebody last night in my dream, I was at a house and I showed them I could fly and it
Yeah.
worked in
Mm-hmm.
front of other people. I don't know who they were, but there was a group, and I just literally was able to fly. It
And,
was
and
incredible.
and and you were doing this in the dream state, correct?
Completely asleep, and I could go where I
Previously, yeah.
wanted, and I was choosing my routes. Now it was over my own town, so I kind of knew my area,
Yeah.
and so I was literally taking roads in my own town. I
Interesting.
went, I
And
went over the
so you
ocean.
So when you're doing that, understand you're now up for people that are listening to this. He is actually going into a Merkaba state of consciousness. The Merkaba state of consciousness is you're creating a field around your body, which allows you in the Merkaba state, as you leave your physical body, which is totally intact in his bedroom, physically at peace, he is now in a Merkaba state. So as anybody doesn't understand what Merkaba state is, the Merkaba state is the state of consciousness where you create a living ship. You are the ship. You are the consciousness. You're pure consciousness. You can go anywhere you want. There's no limitations. If he wanted to go to another star system, he could do it because he's protected in what we call the Merkaba state. And you are.
Wow, that's good to hear because I literally woke up this morning and after the whole ship going into the craft going into the water, it wasn't an orb, by the way. It had a pointy nose. It was a
Right.
little slimmer in the back.
Hmm.
It was shaped kind of like a dagger,
Yeah.
if I can say
So
that.
they're all
But
different types of there's all different types of ships. So this is what I was saying
right,
earlier on Ashtar Command Night tonight with the questions. Not every ship you're going to see, folks. The physical things you're seeing manifesting all over the planet right now is only the beginning of it's the tip of the cosmic iceberg. The tip of the cosmic iceberg. What do I mean? I'm meaning that as we get into this year more and more, you're going to see things that are going to come out of the oceans near a beach at night. You're going to see things that are going to be coming on a clear night, and maybe not a clear night, but you're going to see different types of spaceships that people are going to call UAPs. I don't care about the UAPs or the UFO anymore. Those are just words to use to define something. I will say straight out, you're going to see spaceships of different types. You're going to see unmanned spaceships that are small. You're going to see actually large spaceships that are big. Everyone here at some point is going to see something that is not of this world. It's time for you to see that. It's time for you to experience that. I'm going to be pushing hard on Saturday nights to make sure you know everything there is to know before it happens. I'm going to share with you as much information here as I can. And my general show regularly from Sunday to Friday, as we talk about sightings and on Ashtar Command Spaceship News, I'm posting video here. I posted a new video from December 16th from Los Angeles at I think it's called Rodonda Beach, which is off the coast, the Pacific coast in LA County. You're going to see more of these spaceships. I'm going to make sure that as people provide me good footage, I'm going to read the energies of the video from these particular energies or these craft, and I will know what they are. I will know where they come from. I will know if they're connected with the Ashtar Command. I will know this. I don't have to guess it or second guess it. My consciousness is at a very high state right now, and it's not going backwards, it's going forwards. So I will know when you send me a video and you say, Commander, can you tell me if this is a spaceship or a spaceship of light or a positive spaceship? I will be able to look at your video and I will be able to tell you if it is or not. I will be able to tell you. Tomorrow night, I will be showing some new video footage on Sunday evening of this one from Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Redondo Beach. That's at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll be showing some new videos on encounters on the regular show. Tonight is all about educating people. Tonight, it's all about waking people up and busting the matrix of the way you've been taught to believe on this planet. Because let's face it, we're all human beings, me included, but I am now fully activated. That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking. I'm talking in a galactic level of consciousness, not my Earth-based consciousness.
Well, I want to thank you, Commander, for having me up. I'm just
No,
absolutely honored to be able to, like, download to you directly.
I appreciate you very much, and I'm glad that April was able to help you right on the money there. And she's a beautiful soul, and she's got a ship that she actually is commander of, one of the Ashtar ships. So she's been fully activated, and it's just a beautiful experience that you're going to have with all of us. And April is a good teacher, and so she is a good person to communicate with. When I'm not on, definitely hang out with her and just experience all the beautiful energy.
For sure. Thanks again for the love and the light there, man.
All right, I'm going to definitely
Right.
bring you down, Chef Jeff. It's been a pleasure. And I can't believe only 2 more minutes left on the show. Well, we'll go for a few more minutes. Gola says, can I have my own ship? It doesn't really work that way. It's not like you can have your own ship. The people like April who came to Earth already had a ship she was in command of. So it's not like giving somebody a ship. She's on at various times. You'll have to just check in. Friends with Furries 1111. She's my sister, and she's on at various times. If you see her on and you're able to be going into a room, you'll learn a lot of good things from her. And so it's Friends with Furries 1111. That's my sister on the planet. We're good friends. When our parents were on the spaceships, we know each other. There's a group of 5 of us. I also want to say this on Ashtar Command Night. Before contact happens, there's going to be something major that will be occurring. And if I get Dr. Stephen Greer on my show, I will explain it to him. As a matter of fact, I didn't mention it when I did an email to Dr. Stephen Greer this morning to his media group. I'm going to mention it to their media group about what is going to happen. Because I don't even think Dr. Stephen Greer knows he doesn't know this part of it. He knows a lot of things, but the thing he doesn't know is about what's going to happen before the end of 2025. He doesn't know. No, I'm not a pilot, no. Chef Navasjas, let me see here. We'll bring up this person, and this is Ashtar Command Night, and I am from the Ashtar Command, and I'm here to help people understand what's going to be happening Hey, Chef, welcome to the show.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm from Mexico, but
Oh, it's
I'm
nice.
original from San Antonio, Texas, but I live in Mexico.
Oh, great. It's glad to have you with us. So please share what you'd like to ask me.
Oh, I'm nothing. I mean, since you know all about that, here in Mexico, we've been seeing a lot of sightings. Is that how you say?
Yeah, sightings. You've on V, in Spanish, on V, the sightings, the
Yeah, the
spaceships.
UFO
Yes. Yes,
or
I'm
objects
very,
or
yeah,
what's
objects. I'm very
happening.
aware.
I do
You have
believe,
many,
but
go ahead.
what's happening?
Mhm.
You
You
might
have
know.
a, you have a, you have an intergalactic space base in the volcano, one of the volcanoes in your country. There is a base beneath the volcano of a space a city or base that goes into the inner Earth. It's outside of Mexico City,
Yes, we
and
do.
uh, and and the webcam there has picked up the objects going in and out of that volcano. The reason why they've gone in that specific that's not the only area, but that is an entrance into an inner Earth base of the space people in that
Yeah.
volcano. And
Oh,
yeah, yes. So your country or your area, your airspace for years has had galactic spaceships appearing in the skies that have been documented by people in Mexico City and other areas of your country for years. So as you're seeing everything unfold around the world now in the news, I don't know how much your news down there covers the orbs and things that people are seeing all over the place, including North America. And we're on the east coast of the United States here, but a lot of the so-called man-made objects, some are mimicking man-made objects. You're going to start seeing these orbs appearing that are coming from motherships to monitor the frequency of our population on Earth. But eventually, you're going to see this year is an increased amount of spaceships. And so I don't even call them UFOs or UAPs or ONV. These are actual non-terrestrial spaceships that are going to appear all over the planet. And these are the good
okay.
people. The spaceships are just a vehicle in which to travel. Like if you were traveling on a NASA spaceship to go to the space station, that's just a rocket. Inside the rocket are physical living human beings. In the spaceship are physical living human beings from other worlds. Do you understand?
Yes. Oh, I see.
So if you see a
So,
spaceship and your kids see a spaceship, understand there's an intelligence behind that ship.
from this same world or
Not
another
necessarily
dimension?
the from other planetary systems beyond this world. Also, in the inner Earth, which is what I talked about earlier, there are space civilizations living within our planet, which is called the Agartha Network, the subterranean cities on our planet. They do exist. They've existed for billions of years. We have advanced space civilizations that live in our Earth. And I know this is a concept for some human beings, but there's also a sun and a sky within the inner Earth that exists. So in our reality, we've all been taught, no matter where you went to school in science, that this is a solid core and there's the lava at the core and our planet spins, and that's all they've been teaching us. We're all taught that, no matter what language, no matter what country. It was not true. We have space people living in our planet, in our oceans, and also coming from other planetary systems.
And why are they not introducing with us or like
They they have
communicate
been gradually the contactees of the
with the
60s when I was a
leaders, with
kid.
our leaders, at least with our leaders?
Well, they're not going to meet the leaders. The leaders have been the one causing the problems. The leaders of the countries have been at secret, and some of these leaders don't even know or they've never told anything. It's the people that control these leaders on your planet that don't want the public or didn't want the public for 70 years to know about the truth. Don't ask your leaders to tell you what's happening in the skies above. That's why I'm here. I'm a space person. I am human, but I'm also fully awake, and I work with the Ashtar Command with the space people, my parents, and it's time. They're not going to make contact with the leaders. They're going to make contact with the people. I don't know. I think I lost them there for a minute. They're going to make Oh, there you are. They're going to make contact with the people, like in Mexico. It doesn't matter what country you're in. They're more interested in the person like yourself, like me, because we're not the ones in power. We're not controlling anything. We certainly just want the truth. We want to know what's going on. We're the people that want to live in peace. We want to live in harmony. I don't think anybody in any country wants to live in conflict or nuclear war. or the threat of that. We're tired of that. We want to live and learn from each other. And the space people are going to bring things that are going to help the population, heal the sick. All the things that we have, the ailments we have, can be cured once contact happens.
Oh, cool. So what about Area 51? Is that true? Over
Those things
there
are
and
true. Those things are true, but they're insignificant to what's happening. Area 51 or any of those things are almost not, I used to think they were important on my regular show. It's so more important to focus on meditation, raising your consciousness for contact. Don't even think about Area 51. It doesn't even matter anymore because what's going to happen is something far more important, which is the interaction between the space people and our civilization. That's far more important.
cool. All right.
Do you
There's
understand?
another. Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Go
here
ahead.
in. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm just listening to you. Go ahead.
Oh, here we have like a magnetic zone. I don't know if you heard here. It's called the silent zone. I don't know if you heard about that. It's called in Mexico es zona del silencio.
It's a
If you
desert
go
area,
there,
correct? Is it a desert
yes,
area?
it's magnetic. There's the
Yes.
watch. Anything from the car turns off. It's like a tourist place. And at night, you see a lot of things in the sky.
Yes. I do. I do know of that. I thank you for asking. So that area, there is actually a galactic portal, what you call the silent zone or whatever. The
Yeah.
reason why people see things in the sky, it's an opening. It's a galactic opening. They're what we call galactic portals all over the planet. They exist everywhere. In the oceans near China, there's a galactic portal, or what you call a portal, or a triangular opening.
Yeah, the
And that's
Bermuda
something that
Triangle, right?
right. So that silent area is like a Bermuda Triangle. It's a galactic opening,
Oh,
and that's why if you go there at night and you know what you're doing, you're going to see spaceships. They come in and out of that area from
yeah,
space.
Jennifer. It's called. Jennifer said, "I've heard the Zone of Silence." Yes, and I think they're making a movie out of that
Interesting. I'd like to
in
see that.
United States. Yeah, in United States, they're making. I've seen it. I'll pass you the link so you could see the previews.
Yeah, I'd like to see the previews of that. Some great
Yeah.
questions. Great questions. That area is an amazing. I saw a mini documentary about it years ago, and strange things happen there. And it's because of the opening of that portal. When at nighttime, people, if they I'm sure some people have videotaped and documented craft coming in the skies from there. So you have a lot of activity in Mexico, not just Mexico, all over the world, but you definitely have entrances in Mexico to the inner earth and that volcano. It starts with a P. I can't pronounce it. Outside of Mexico.
Popocatépetl.
Yes, that volcano is where a lot of the activity comes from.
Yeah. So Jennifer says, I bought crystals, mineral from the zone of. So you went there, and did you see the weird things there? The animals, the square turtles, all that stuff. Yeah, is
You're
it they
talking,
say the animals are weird too there.
yeah, I have not seen anything like that. No, I just know of that whole region.
Mm. Well, I went during the day. I didn't want to stay at night. I was too scared.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you go at
Right.
night, bring some people with you, and I mean, I don't know the area enough. I would say just bring some friends with you, and this way you don't have to be scared. And I mean, if you decide to do that, let me know what happens.
Yeah. Because I
You know?
heard, I mean, here in Mexico, there's a lot of old gangs and cartels, and the cartels don't stop there. They're scared of that zone.
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't get near that zone.
yeah. Well, there's certain things you hear things about. You have to go where you feel comfortable and safe. So don't go
Yeah,
anywhere that you're not feeling comfortable or scared. But don't be scared. If it's something that's certainly beyond our human comprehension, learn more about the area before you go. And if you find out there's been really some beautiful things happening there, then go with a few people. Don't go in fear. Meditate. Listen to higher dimensional frequencies of music on YouTube or something. Get your consciousness to be completely calm because the brain will be afraid of everything. The brain is the thing that
yeah,
causes problems. But when you meditate, you can actually go within and have inner peace. You can do things and and not be afraid to do it.
Oh, okay.
So essentially,
So
so
one.
essentially, go for it, but bring some people with you, and all of you should meditate and learn how to meditate. If you don't meditate, listen to higher frequencies of ambient music. That'll help your mind calm down, get yourself into a state of consciousness where if you do go out there, you're going with some friends. Don't go alone. Go with a group of people. Oh, where is he? Okay. Jeff, are you still with us? Hopefully he's still with us, unless he's something crazy and galactically is happening on the show here. Jeff, are you with us? Wouldn't it be interesting if something weird is starting to happen here? Oh, oh, there we go. Okay, Darren Wheeler says, I lied about getting rid of what? Darren Wheeler, what are you talking about? Darren Wheeler, lied about getting rid of who? That was very weird. The Greys, no. The Greys, we are getting rid of the Greys. They're not all gone yet, Darren. There's still Greys on our planet. You call Zeta, they're still here, but they are getting taken off planet. It's a big operation. It's not happening all in one day, and it's continuous. So the Zeta, we've never lied about anything about the Zeta. We are getting the Zeta off this planet. All right. They keep coming back. They shouldn't be coming back. So if you're having problems with the Greys, this week we'll have you back on the show. We'll do some work, and we'll get rid of the Greys. There was no lying. If they came back, somehow they were able to get through to you and come back. I have nothing to do with that part of it. If they found a way to get sneaky and get to you, that's not my thing. I didn't do that. And if they did get through to you somehow, we'll help you out and get rid of them. And we'll work together on that. And so there's no lying here. I don't know how they came back to you, but we'll certainly help you. Okay? All right. Yates said he had a story. Okay, let's see here. Where is Yates? That would be the better question. Why did they come back? And if they came back, there had to be some connection with them that you had that wasn't let go of. It takes two to tango. We can do the work to help you, but you have to be steadfast on making sure they don't come back. You know what I mean? That's really true. None of my other people have ever had them come back. But if they come back to you, there's a reason. Now, they're a little bit sneaky, and whatever they did, that can be stopped. But after we do the work, you have to do the work. That means you have to steadfastly protect yourself and not let it happen. And if you're not doing that work every day, you leave yourself open for stuff, it's going to happen. All right, let's see where we are. 1:13 a.m. Sometimes ringing in the ear doesn't mean that you're implanted. If you have ringing in your ear, that could be a download. It means you could have a download. It could be tendonitis. Kazoo, yes. When contact happens, you'll be able to bring your pets on the ship. Okay. Let me see here. I'm just reading questions here. Jim Bob says, I think I do get downloads. Deborah says, I get them downloads a lot past few months. I do have apple cider here, and luckily I'm drinking most of it before I sign off the show here tonight. Where the shop? I would suggest on the YouTube, go into Cosmic Christ Consciousness Ambient Music, and that's some really good frequency to kind of listen to. This is Ashtar Command Night, and I'm going to bring Yates up. Hey, Yates, how you doing?
Last time I was on here, you told me to do my homework about the dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes. How'd that go?
So it wasn't really clear. They was making weird noises like EA and stuff like that.
So I
KSO.
say, so go ahead.
What's that?
No, I was going to say, go ahead.
Yeah, they was just making weird noises like EA and stuff like that, and they didn't want to communicate. They was not friendly. I think there was grays, but I'm not too familiar with all the types.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you though that in terms of higher consciousness with the space people here in contact, I think the best thing to do is use Christ conscious ambient music, and you can get that through YouTube. That's the music I used most. It puts you into a frequency that is very, very high in the Christ consciousness, and
Yeah.
that's a frequency way beyond any lower vibrational ET. So if you use that kind of music, you'll have imaging in the music. Sometimes there's images you'll see, but if you close your eyes, which is really the way to do it, just listen to the sounds. That sound vibration will change your frequency in your consciousness.
Yeah, is there different types of meditations I need to be doing?
Yeah, I would just do the Cosmic Christed meditation ambient music. I've listened to many
Yep.
types of ambient meditation music in my work, and that is the highest level of communications in terms of the music. Just type in Christ conscious ambient meditation music. You'll see the videos pop up, and some of these videos are 2 hours, 1 hour, and use that music and go into that breathing state in and out of your nostrils till you're relaxed. Put the music on and just meditate.
Yeah. Also, I want to add, these drone sightings, they're all across the globe now.
Well,
We've
let
been
me just
seeing
put
it a
it
lot.
this way. There's not This is why I'm trying to educate people about what's going to be happening in 2026. There are those things that are mimicking Earth-based technology. There's those things that are Earth-based technology, and then you have spaceships that are sending down unmanned orbs, different colorful orbs, and
Do you
those
think
orbs
the...
are
Oh, sorry.
these orbs are actually spaceships. Many of them are unmanned. So people have to get out of this belief system, the media perpetuated, calling these things the word you just used. Not everything that you're seeing on videos is what considered an Earth-based technology. If it's round and it's circular and it's not blinking, it's an actual spaceship. It's a non-terrestrial craft. It could be an unmanned craft. It could be big enough if it was close enough to the ground that maybe there is an intelligence inside that craft. So don't go by everything you've heard. You have to start questioning things.
Yeah. So ever since I've been spotting them, I've been getting the dreams. Like, I'm spotting them a lot more recently now. It's all
Yeah.
coming out. I see
Yeah.
some
I
that
mean,
flash, which are probably the drones, and some that don't.
yeah, the ones that don't flash, that are a solid, like multicolored object, those are the non-terrestrial craft.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
You was
right.
talking about the City of Light earlier. Is that
Yes.
located under a mountain?
A city of light. Like there are cities in our oceans. They're called the space cities. They are in several or 8 areas of our actual oceans around the planet. They are specifically, excuse me, they are specifically in very, very protected areas of the ocean where we cannot get our submarines close to or near. Excuse me for a minute. Let me get some apple cider here.
Yeah.
But these cities are in the depths of our oceans, and they have people that live there. They have space bases in our oceans. They've been there for billions of years.
Yeah, billions. Yeah,
Billions. Our planet
far
is
more
4.5
advanced.
billion years old.
Yeah.
You see, the only thing when you hear about UFOs or things we get regarding space people or ancient civilizations, understand that most people talk about thousands of years ago, which is incorrect. Planet Earth is 4.5 billion years old. I'm just for a second I thought I heard something. The planet is 4.5 billion years old. I thought I heard a woman's voice there for a minute.
Yeah.
I got distracted here. That will happen. I could have sworn I just heard something. Anyway, not to get myself distracted. Um, hmm. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I think that as you know, as we understand that, am I okay? Yes. I just thought I heard a woman's voice, but I got totally distracted for a moment here. I'm doing good. These things happen on my show here, but yeah, definitely these cities exist. They've been here for billions of years, and the people.
Under.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear a woman's voice?
You're not alone on that. I think I heard something.
Wait a minute. Did somebody just hear? What?
Check outside your window.
No, I'm right here. I just heard a female voice speak.
Yeah, I heard it too. Strange.
It said Commander.
I heard it again. Yep.
I'm going to ask a question. The woman who said Commander, are you my sister?
No. What was that? I'm hearing it too now. I thought you was just alone at first.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The woman that spoke. Are you from another planet?
Can you hear anything?
No.
Strange.
Wait a minute. Who are you? The space person, the one that spoke. Who are you? Hmm. So you'd have anybody over there that's talking. That's a woman in your room, do you?
No, I'm home alone, all alone. Nobody in my house. Strange.
Hmm. Okay, I'm going to test this out. So I'm going to bring you down and see if this woman's still there.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it, brother. All right, take care. Okay. I'm telling you, I heard that woman's voice as clear as day. Yeah, the guest could have been messing with me about that too. The question is, no, I don't think he was messing with me at all. No. When I was talking to the guest, the woman's voice spoke. No. No, he was serious. He couldn't even. Now this is being recorded. Let me see here. Um, I couldn't figure out why I was distracted. It could be one of the space women on the spaceship. I'm going to ask a question. The woman that spoke through the program, are you on a spaceship? Hmm. Hmm. If you're watching this show right now, something very amazing just happened. I don't know. Hmm. So right now I'm like baffled here. She did say commander, so she knew who I was. The recording, and she was laughing. I'm gonna bringing April on. I don't know what happened. I'm actually not sure what happened here.
Hello.
Hey,
I
Commander.
heard everything that happened. The thing that makes me question is why would they call you commander? They always refer to you by your first name.
Mm.
But
I was
the other question is that I'm on that phone, and as soon as I came on, the voice happened. So I don't
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
I
totally.
questioned it. If he was on camera, I wouldn't have questioned it, but I'm questioning it because he wasn't on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There could have been a woman in the back.
it
it
could have
could have
been.
been.
He's
He's
saying that
saying
there
that there
wasn't
wasn't
anybody
anybody
there.
there.
Yeah. If he would have came on camera, it would have been more believable, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really weird.
I
I
heard it
heard
as
it as
clear as
clear
day.
as day.
Yeah, I heard it
It's-
too. I definitely heard it clear as day. I just questioned because he didn't go on camera, and then the other thing is, and it's nothing against him, but the other thing I'm questioning is, if he'd went on camera, that would have been something different, but he didn't. And then the other thing is why would they call you commander? They have never called you that. They've
They
always
never
called
do
you
that.
by your first name. And when your sister came through, she called you by your first name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
just
just
very
very
strange.
strange.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it
it
threw
threw
me
me
off.
off.
So
So
how are
how are
you
you
doing?
doing?
I am good. I'm good. Sorry I'm late.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
We're having really bad snowstorms down here, so it took me a while to get home.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
it's
good to
good to
be.
be.
Snowstorms
Snowstorms
up
up
there
there
are
are
pretty
pretty
bad.
bad.
Oh, there
Oh,
you
there you
are.
are.
So,
So
what's
what's
been
been
happening
happening
on
on
this?
this?
Have you
Have
been
you been
off
off
planet?
planet?
Not tonight, no. But I mean, I'm usually off most nights, but not tonight. I haven't been. Not yet.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Shh.
So
So
we've
we've
been
been
talking
talking
about
about
contact and
contact
all
and all
those
those
things.
things.
And if
And if
anybody has
anybody
any
has any
questions for
questions for
you,
you,
I'm going
I'm
to
going to
go
go
on
on
mute. I'm
mute.
going to
I'm
mute
going to mute
myself
myself
here.
here.
Wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute.
Let me
Let me
see
see
here.
here.
All right,
All right,
actually, I have
I
to
have to
mute
mute
you.
you.
Let's
Let's
see.
see.
Okay, so if anyone has any questions, please do ask, and and they'll be answered here on Astronaut. People being very quiet. Actually, I'm being very quiet. So we'll turn it over to April. Let's see here. Your
Your
turn.
turn.
Okay, so I can tell you that the latest stuff that was happening, that we kind of left off at, and we didn't I didn't really get a chance to talk to your people about, but so there was some conferences that happened off planet, and there was two separate ones that happened, where they brought up people from across the world. They had a huge ship that looked like a beautiful. It looked like a Christmas tree ornament. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. It was quite beautiful, but they had some conferences. They had two, and they were a couple of weeks apart. And the conferences were that were held were about, they pulled up people who are going to be helping in the future, for light workers and healers and things of people that are working at that now, currently. And what they talked about was that after contact, there's going to be facilities that are set up for people who weren't quite awake and people who might be confused, people that might be, maybe even frightened that everything is going on. And they called upon people to ask them to help people so they're not afraid, help them, with next steps and all of that. And they said that there's going to be a huge summit meeting after contact. They're going to call upon all these light workers, but they had two separate conferences, and people that went up a second time are going to be people that are running these facilities. It was a lot of people there, a lot of people. They astral projected all these people up. Some people were awake, some people weren't. Some people remembered being awake, and remember the conferences that had happened. And some people won't remember until, because they put their memories on a timer, so that when it's time for them to remember, it'll automatically go off and they'll remember they're ready to.
Okay, and that's important information for people that didn't know about. So people actually being taken up in the astral projection state on the ship, as April's explaining. And this is why it's so important that when we do these nights, we're getting good information directly. We're not getting rumors from people channeling some space being named Oshkosh. And Oshkosh says, "Let me tell you something. We just took you here to the spaceship. We'll be coming down in about a week now at your location on planet Earth. You must be outside your house, and we will come in a little round ball and then become a physical form." That's not the way it works. And what April's sharing is real information. And that's why it's so important. What we're doing is we've been given in our humbleness as human beings, we've been given the responsibility to do what we're doing. And we all have our purposes. And that's why when April's going on a ship, in our group of 15, she is giving us and providing the group, when she's live and also your Saturday nights, real information. We're not channeling anything. We're not doing hocus pocus. We're not having a big crystal ball that we're looking into and saying, and we see nothing, and then making up a story. We're giving you really sound information here. And it's really important that people understand, with all these orbs in the sky, those are coming from our galactic levels of light. They're not coming from, the government is not creating orbs that are coming out of the ocean. These are this is our space galactic family. They have cities in the ocean. I was telling April, we were talking about this earlier. People asking about the oceans and the cities in the ocean, and we have not only cities in the ocean that have been here for billions of years, but we have cities that have been set up in the skies for our space people to go to as a break from being on mission. They have created these cities in the clouds that are sometimes cloaked, sometimes they'll uncloak, and they do exist. And so the foundation of what's happening now for the last 2 months all over the planet with the mixed up information of what's being seen that's conventional, things that are mimicking, looking like conventional, and then there is the actual thing now happening. The third stage is our space family saying we've had enough of this. You're confusing the people. We have these orbs here that we're sending down to show people that we're here for peaceful purposes. The orbs are not attacking anybody. The orbs are here to help people understand that they are coming here from other places and from our oceans. And you're going to see a lot more of that before we have major contact. So it's really important to have perspective, to be at peace, meditate, go within, take deep breaths, learn to control your anxieties, and don't work from the brain, work from the heart. That's really what it's all about, you know. So I'm going to turn it over to April. If you have any questions, please do ask.
Yeah, so the orbs that are happening, that's our second wave. The first ones were them. Okay. The second wave was us. And that was us letting them know that they are not going to be messing with free will. They're not going to be messing with people and trying to get people upset. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. And the reason I know this is because my ship is the one that let those second ones off. And so the ones that are, look like I'm not going to say the word, but look like the obvious, right. Look like the obvious man-made ones, or those are like regular people getting in on the action because it's happening so much. A lot, some regular civilians are getting in on the action, and some of them are them, but the ones that aren't, the ones that are pretty, the ones that are those are actual living entities. Those are if anybody has followed my page and know what the Mikey beings are, they are star beings, and they are the orb or sphere type ones. Those are actual living entities, and those they're peaceful. They're just putting on a display. Also, I've talked about this for months now about the Peekaboo show. Now, the Peekaboo show is what we've been referring to as them showing themselves more and more and more to, desensitize us so we're not so worked up or getting, afraid if, when things start happening, people don't get upset. They're like, they've already seen it. We've already seen this. We know about these guys. They're good guys. They're not here causing any problems. And it's also, they are also reaching out to contact their star seeds too that are here on planet. They're trying to remake contact with them so that they're prepared as well. So that's what those are. People shouldn't be afraid of them. They're not doing anything to upset anybody. They're actually doing beautiful things. They're up there, putting on a show for you, so you guys aren't getting upset. You guys know that they're peaceful.
And okay, here we go. I just unmuted my mic. I know that we have some people have questions. Let's see here. We have three guests. I'll bring up Jordan. And we're going to do one. Well, I guess I'm not bringing up Jordan. Jordan's up there. Let's see who else. And again, I'll bring up Paula. And let me do this here. And Paula, welcome. Hi, and you're on with myself and Commander April, Friends with Fairies. Do you have a question for me, or?
I love you all. I love you both. Yes, we have to understand that some of us cannot hear certain things, but some of us, the audience, everything is open and we can hear everything, see even certain things that others can't. So it's normal that some of the chats could and some of them couldn't. And yes, the orbs, remember I said last time too that we have invited them. I begged them to come. And I'm so glad they hear us and they're here to help. They're wonderful.
Beautiful, beautifully
I
said.
love them.
And do you have any questions for April or myself or?
Yes, when that I know that it's going to happen again, when that happens, what should I do?
I'm going to give April the floor here. Let's see if we can unmute her mic.
I'm sorry, you know that what the orbs are going to happen again?
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
have contact
contact
again.
again.
I
I
was
was
told
told
You were told what?
as I
I
was
was
having
having
meetings
meetings
when I
when I
was
was
younger.
younger.
My
My
father
father
got
got
all the
all
way
the
up
way up
on.
on.
I
I
was
was
told in
told in
my
my
community
community
pages
pages.
that I'm going to be contacted again, but I need to know. I'm a little bit not, I feel like not ready. And I know I shouldn't be afraid, but what are your advices? What should I
I
do
do
when
when
that
that.
happens?
For starters, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. If your family has contacted you once and they are reaching out to you, don't be afraid. It's an amazing thing that they're reaching out and contacting you. I would just actually be calm as you can and as excited as you're going to be. Don't make the mistakes that I made and ask a million questions and then not give them a chance to answer because I wanted to know everything right off the bat. So remember
That's
to
That's
take a
always
deep
my
breath,
my
problem.
problem.
listen.
That's
That's
always
always
the
the
problematic
problematic
thing
thing
with
with
me.
me.
I
I
get too
get too
excited
excited
and
and
I
I
won't
won't
shut
shut
up.
up.
So just remember to keep calm.
To be honest, I'm a little nervous because it hasn't happened for pretty long years now. Many years, at least, I want to say probably 15 years or so that I haven't had a physical contact. So I'm a little nervous. And I do remember that when I was a child, after all these events, I was getting nosebleeds, a lot of nosebleeds. Just sitting, doing nothing. I wasn't playing. I wasn't falling or sneezing or anything like that. It would just start, and usually
Usually
they
they
would
will
start after
after
those
those
events.
events.
That happens sometimes with star seeds. Um, I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the atmosphere difference for us in our pure essence being in these avatars. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it. I also had the same issue when I was younger. They actually had to cauterize my nose completely because I couldn't stop with the nosebleeds.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah. I see. Oh yeah, yeah. I am a little nervous, to be honest, but excited.
Okay, I was muting myself. So if you have any other questions, I'll bring up the next person, Paula. Thank you so much for coming on here and speaking with us on Ashtar Command Night with April and myself.
Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. Many blessings to you.
I'll be in the chat liking.
There you
Bye
go.
bye.
There you
Blessings
go.
to you, brother.
And I
And
think we're going to bring up Jordan. Jordan will be our, if I can do this, what's going on here? We go. Jordan, let's see. Jordan, excuse me. I'll bring up Jordan next. Excuse me. And welcome to Ashtar Command Night with myself and Commander April. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
We're doing well. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, sorry, I would put my camera on, but it's nearly 7 a.m. in England.
You're in England. Okay, that's fine. Welcome to the show over in
Yeah,
England.
no, it's nice to meet you. I've watched your live for quite a while now, actually. I think it's quite very interesting.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
that's okay. But no, for one, that Yatesy when he was on, that was weird. I don't know what's going
Oh, you
on,
with
but
the woman that was
yeah, I did
speaking?
think that was weird. Yeah, yeah, I did. I did think
And
that
I've
was
had him on
weird.
before. He says there was nobody there. It's
Yeah,
possible there was, it was
he's been
very
on before.
strange.
Like he doesn't sound like
Yeah.
he has anyone with him. So yeah.
No, he's all by himself. I believe he's telling the truth.
But
So that was
no, I
that
was gonna
was just
say
very weird.
because
Go
when I
ahead.
first started watching your lives, I didn't think I saw anything much in the skies, and then I wasn't really looking up because I thought it was just America. But over the last couple of weeks, like when I'm walking my dog, I see these little white dots that blink very quickly, and they seem to move very quickly. Do you think they're like human-made drones or the Greys or aliens or something? I'm not.
No, no. I've observed since this thing began recently in the last month. I very quietly has observed everything, and in my observation, I observed very quietly everything to get a perspective so I can share what I understand. That's why I was saying there are Earth-based technologies that are being used that are going to confuse people. That's the initial part of what they want to do. The other part of it is that you now have what you're seeing is the space people with the unmanned orbs that are beautiful coming out of the oceans and in our skies. People are recording things. They're so used to the D word, they're misinterpreting what they're seeing. It's not the same thing. They're getting confused. And that's the essence of what the powers that be wanted people to be, is confused. Now, we're here to tell you, April and I, not to be confused, that there is a difference between those multicolored orbs and blinking things that are what we call the other things for not getting myself in any kind of mess here.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So when you see the orbs in England or over Air Force bases, those are coming from galactic spaceships that are cloaked way beyond the atmosphere.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yes.
because there was another thing as well I found in common with that Yates is like I had a weird dream. I can't, it must have been a couple of weeks ago now. It was a really vivid dream, like, and it's weird how it happened after all this has just started. But it's like I woke up in my dream and I was somewhere else, and it's a bit vivid. Like it's vivid, but I can't remember the surroundings. But I just like remember like seeing this big, like tall, black figure and
Hmm.
when that Yates mentioned it, it had some similarities because I feel like it said its name was KSO or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm not. I don't
That's
know,
weird.
but also like the EA thing. It was really weird. It had like an accent. It sounded like it went like, EA.
Yeah, I
Like
don't know. I don't have an answer for that. That's one thing I'll tell you, if I don't know the answer to a question
yeah.
or story, I don't know how to answer that actually.
But it was a weird because like the dream sort of blurred in my mind because it was so weird. I've never had a dream like that before, so it's hard to sort of. And obviously, I'm not really used to doing these sort of things, talking in front of everyone, so it's a bit like awkward because it sounds a bit odd. But it was just a
No, it's not.
really
You're not
big
crazy or
black
anything.
figure.
Can I
Yeah,
take this
I'm
one?
gonna turn it over to. Yeah, go ahead. Turn it over to April.
Okay, so the black figure that you saw was an Ashtar Command guard. That is their cloaking devices, so it'll look like almost like a shadow figure.
Yeah,
But
it
it
was
is not.
literally like that.
It is not. Those are guards. That is probably one that was trying to communicate with you for whatever reason. I wouldn't have been afraid. He gave you his first name.
Yeah,
And
it's like
some of them sound like
KSO.
some of them sound like they have accents.
Tronics.
Mhm. And the those orbs and the things that we've been seeing in the sky, this is what they are.
Wow.
This is Mikey. This is mine. This is the one that protects me. He thinks he's funny with sunglasses on, but this is what they truly are. They are real entities. They look like spheres. This is the form he chooses to take.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So do you think they'll be like making full on contact?
Yeah.
Like just walking amongst us?
Yep.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
sometimes you don't even know when they're coming in. Sometimes they might be trying to contact you in your dream state. For whatever reason, it's either your star family trying to contact you. So when they are cloaked, because they're trying not to startle you, because sometimes they don't want to freak you out. But their cloaking devices will look like a shadow form. I
Oh,
can I can
cool.
show you a picture of what they look like if you'd like, and you can
Yeah,
tell me if that's what you saw.
because that's one thing as well. Because like the accent,
Okay,
the
give me.
closest I could think of was like Nigerian. Like
Yeah.
it probably wasn't Nigerian, but that's what my brain heard, and it just sounded like it was like you. It was really vivid. I can remember it very well. I think you're muted, Commander.
Give me just a second. You tell me if this is what you saw.
Okay. I think he's had a friend called Tronics, but yeah, I'll have a look. Oh, I need to stop vaping. I don't think it's me echoing because it was echoing before what I was on as well.
Was this what you saw?
Yeah, actually, it did look like that. It was really small and dark.
That
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's Nick. He's one of the guards that protects me as well. But these are the forms that they take. This is what they look like when they are in their cloaking device.
Ah, so do you think why do they reach out to some people? Is it just random or?
No, it's either A, your family's trying to reach out to you. B, you might be really protected, for whatever reason. You might be something special off planet that they are protecting you for whatever reason. Or they feel like you were in a space that, you might need that protection. So they might have a guard posted on you, and that was probably him checking on you, and he popped in by accident and kind of, because that's what happened with him. He wasn't expecting me to see him, and it just happened, and I actually met him, and we've been hanging out ever since. And now that my full memories are back, and I'm going off planet all the time, he's actually a crew member of my ship.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
well, that's good to know. I think I should come off soon because I think everyone's saying there's an echo. I don't think it's me, but I think it's where it's a freeway thing. I think it's where it's a freeway thing. It sort of echoes. I'm not sure because I don't think it does it with two. I can't hear Commander. I think he's muted.
Myself. So I just muted April's mic. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, I had myself on mute. I
Oh, that's cool.
muted April's mic just so when you're talking, I'll mute her mic because then there's an echo. And then when she's talking, I'll mute my mic. And then, so I had to do some muting here only so you can hear yourself without being echoing, if it makes any sense.
Yeah,
The
no,
whole
that's fine.
thing.
Yeah, because it was weird talking and sort of hearing the echo. It's
Yeah, you
sort of
sound good now. So,
oh,
yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, no, it's all fascinating though. Like from England, really. Like I was only seeing videos from America, and now it's sort of like starting to notice it a lot more here as well. When I walk the dog in the evenings, um, a lot of the times I'm just seeing them really quick blinking things in the sky, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and then sometimes like the other night, I did get a video of it. I'll have to show it at some point, but it was just like it had like red and green flashes going across, and I looked at the flight radar, and there was no planes going over where I live, which is on the south coast of England,
Wow.
right near the water. But there was no flights or anything. It didn't sound loud, but it had like red and white and green sort of lights around it, but it was hard to sort of see what shape it was.
Yeah. So if it was like a circular type of colorful thing, that would not be one of those earth-based things. If it was like a radiant color of like multicolors, that would be one of our orbs coming from a mothership.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
You're not going to see the motherships yet. It's not time. But there'll be a time when they will reveal themselves, when all the different ships of light come to Earth. There's still many, many more fleets of ships coming here, so many more than even we can even imagine. But they're not here yet. but these things are just to present in a very peaceful way an object that could show you that, hey, we're here, but get yourself ready because now we're going to blow your mind in a good way, and eventually we're really going to be here. And that's why when
Yeah,
we talk about 2026,
trying to
it's
ease
important
people into
that
it.
to ease people into it. Right, we're not here to like abruptly show the ships and then land our ships and say, here we are. It just doesn't work
Yeah,
that
because
way.
they don't
It's
want to just go in bareback. They don't want to just go in. They want to
no,
like give
they're
people.
our families, our space families, April's family, my family. We know our families, and the space beings of the command of all the planets. They are very aware of human consciousness. We don't want to freak people out. We want you to feel ready for it, and we want to come in peace and show you the beautiful things that we will do together. And as planet Earth becomes part of the galactic spiritual worlds of peace, which it's going to be, it's going to be a learning curve and a transference of time. So when contact happens, we're not going to abruptly say, "Here you go. Stop going to to the KFC for your chicken sandwich or whatever." It's going to be a
Yeah,
complete different Earth. We're not going to take you to another planet. We're taking this planet and just renewing the beauty of what the Earth was supposed to be like before it was messed up.
yeah. Like, I do believe they come in peace, and they
Oh,
also
they do.
and like with all the crazy, stupid stuff that goes on in the world, all the rubbish on the news about all the nuclear wars, maybe they're gonna just come and stop everyone being stupid and stuff in it. That's just to try and help humanity.
Yes. We're not going to let
Yeah.
that happen. We're not going to let the planet destroy itself.
Did
Our
you reckon
purpose
they
is
they
here.
could come down? Would they do you reckon they could like get some of these stupid like the bad world leaders and just shoot them up into the sky?
Um, I'm
Just
not
get
sure
rid of them.
how that, from a human perspective, because I'm working with April and I have to also live on this planet too as human beings. But from
Yeah.
that perspective, I'm sure there's something that will be done in a very non-confrontational way where all these world leaders on Earth and all these people that are queens and kings and all these people will find out very shortly when we get close to contact that their powers mean nothing, their positions mean nothing, how many gold rings they wear mean nothing, and they're going to find out soon enough that it is the common people of over 8 billion people on the, I'm not so 8 billion, over 8 billion people on the planet that are going to be affected by this. Having wealth and power will mean nothing once we have
Yeah.
contact.
And what
It's
can I,
going to be. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, sorry. I just want to ask one more thing as well. Like, because this has been a conspiracy for a long time. I don't know if it falls into your beliefs with the aliens. The space people. Like, like the reptile people believe like the Queen of England was a lizard and a reptile, and some people believe in them disguising themselves as humans as big important people. Do you believe in that stuff, or is that different?
I don't ever follow much of those gossip rumors
I
or
don't
anything,
listen to it or believe in it really. I was
but
just
yeah,
wondering if
I
it falls under the same because everyone used to tell me like the Queen was a
yeah.
lizard, but she didn't really look like a lizard to me. She just looked like an old woman. But
Yeah, and people that say those things are reading things on the internet by somebody who created a website. And I only I separate myself from all that kind of website stuff. I don't look at really any website. I just stay connected clearly to my space father and my communications I get. I don't try to delve into that because it's all
yeah, because
basically
also if the
confusing and
Queen was a lizard,
misinformation.
she wouldn't survive very well in England because it's always cold and wet over here. They like hot weather, don't they?
I have no idea, but I don't know about the queen being a lizard or not. I just don't ever focus on that.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll let you go because I've been talking for a while, but I'll definitely have to come up when if I get more experiences and stories, and I'll have to come up and show you some of the videos I've seen at some point.
Very good. Well, you're most welcome, and also follow Friends with Phrase 1111. She's also on regularly on the TikTok thing here.
Cool. All right, I will do. I'll nice to meet you. I'll see you soon. But take
All
care, both
right.
of you. Bye-bye. Bye.
As they say, Cheerios. All right.
Cheerio.
Let's see here. Let's see. And let's see. And I think it's Ag something. Let's bring Ag up here. Are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Angels. Welcome back.
Thank you. I forgot a few things. Thank you for having me back. I have there's a few things I wanted to ask you. I have a severely autistic son. That's what they've tagged him as. He is totally nonverbal. He's 21 years old right now. Um, he's nonverbal, but when I'm with him, it seems like we can communicate without talking. And he has like real strong psychic abilities. And it's incredible. Like he likes the VeggieTale tapes. So if we go into a thrift store, he will walk right. I mean, there would be like a whole lot of tapes. He'll walk right to it and grab it. And you can, I try to hide stuff from him, and you can't hide stuff from him. He just knows. I was wondering, do you think that maybe he's like that because he's ready for the contact?
Um,
Hi,
Possibly.
can I
Although,
speak on this?
yeah.
So I also have contact with another child that has, well, he's an adult now, but has is autistic as well. And Nick actually, the guard that I was showing earlier, has sworn an oath to protect him, but he speaks to him telepathically, and says that he is so intelligent, and he also has abilities like you're speaking of, and says that they are so ready for contact. It's just the wires in the brain aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, um, for us being normal people, it's hard for us to understand them. But if you speak telepathically, like which I'm understanding you do, you have that ability. Because that's what I'm getting from you. That's the energy I'm
Yes,
getting from you. Is that you were a strong telepathic, actually, which is why you can communicate with your son and understand exactly what he's saying without having to speak a word. I believe you.
yes, yes, that makes sense. I was thinking that because he just seems it's like I can't wait for contact because he's ready, and he's not of the world at all. Nothing of the world. Well, he likes animals. He loves horses and stuff, but he is not of the world at all, except for VeggieTales. He does love VeggieTales. And thank you for answering that. In 1976, my brother took the second best UFO photo in the world, and they took us to the university, and um, they scanned the photo and they did all whatever they do there. It was pretty interesting seeing all. I seen sculptures of the alien heads and heard the stories, and I was very young at the time. And they said it was a non-fake, that it was a half a mile away, as large as a school bus or city bus, and the picture is so clear, and it's the typical UFO that you would think like on shows. It had like a disc bottom, and it had a double dome, and you could actually see like windows like transparent in between the domes. Do you have any clue what that might be, like where it came from?
Those are ours for sure. We have many of those ships. Those ships, believe it or not, actually can transform into different shapes.
Wow. I'll
I'll
have
have
to
to. Um,
put the UFO photo on your site if you would like. It's a beautiful. There's several of them. Some of them are like tilted in different angles and stuff, and there's one above the house that is clear. I mean, back in 1976, it was the clearest UFO photo that was taken that was labeled a non-fake. So I've been a believer for a long time. And what's interesting is after my brother took this photo, I was the only one that believed him until we got it developed. Um, he has become he became very highly intelligent. I mean, like beyond. He had to graduate early because the school had nothing else to teach him. And he has been in college all his life because he loves to learn. He's so highly intelligent after that. Do you think there's
He
like,
was probably reactivated.
okay, I kind of figured something like that. And not to bounce around, but I didn't want to take up all the time. um, let's see, about in 2022, it was early in the morning, and I have seen UFOs all my life. I have abilities and stuff, and I've never felt like I've belonged, but I belong. You know what I mean? Like I'm not from here. And I've always felt that way when I was a child.
That's super common for star seeds. Super common. Like you feel like the black sheep and you feel like you don't belong anywhere, but you know you're meant for something more important, right?
Exactly. Yes. And my dad was a believer that he wasn't of the earth, but not from the earth. My dad was also a believer. After that UFO photo, we were introduced to a whole new world when I was younger.
That is because the star people like to keep families together. So your dad is probably, and not probably, he is a star seed. I can see it.
And that's what he believed. He always believed that. He's not in his human body anymore. So, do you think he's on the ship?
When they're done living their human experiences down here on planet, they go back to their true form. So yes, I do.
Wow. And he always knew that. He spoke it. And he was single, but when he'd go on a date, he would explain that to whoever he was with. And I said, Dad, you can't go on a first date and just come out and say all that stuff. Because they look at him like, oh, you're crazy. I'm not going to go out with you. But anyway, in 2022, it was early in the morning and I was walking my dog, and in between my house and where my shed was, all of a sudden I flipped up in the air with my feet upwards and my head downwards, and then smacked the ground on my chest, and my head bounced on the ground. I cannot figure out, something shoved me that way. And I've always had a real bad feeling in that area. In glutton for punishment, I took I mean, they thought I had broken my neck and cracked a rib, but I was okay. A couple, probably about a month after that, it was early in the morning, walking my dog before work. I slid down a little hill. Somehow I slid and broke my leg and shattered both sides of my ankle. Don't know how I went down. It's like, how did that happen? And can grays do that?
No, that doesn't sound like gray activity. That sounds more like spirit.
Spirit, like a very bad spirit.
But Commander doesn't get into the paranormal on this show, so
Oh, okay.
that's okay.
It's like paranormal. Okay, and one more thing before I go. Um, just recently, I was walking out. I'm a security officer for Coca-Cola, and I do the third shift, so I'm at work right now. But I was leaving in the morning. Um, it was right at dawn. I was going to my car and I seen this orb-like thing fly by me, and it was smaller and it had a tail like a star. And I got in my car and there was a bunch of them. It was bouncing around my car with the tail on it, and it looked like fallen stars. Like it was like a crystal like white. It's hard to describe. And they had, like a streak to like a comet bouncing around my car, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was my eyes. Ran to the eye doctor emergency. They said everything looked fine. My retina was okay and everything. So what do you think that was?
That would be your star being protector. That's these guys. Now this one is like showing his true form, but those are the orbs and living spheres that we are talking about. That's what they are, is these guys.
Wow, so they were
Yeah.
to protect.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was something, and it felt good. Now, when I got hurt, that felt really bad, but the stars and everything, I was just in awe, and I just got this overwhelming good feeling like it's okay. Like it's okay. You're experiencing something that was wonderful and beautiful. So that was
These guys project off a very good energy. So when you witness them or you see them, you immediately get the feeling like everything's okay. And they do that so you know that it's okay. It's a ability that they have, so you know that you're safe. They project out the you're okay energy, just exactly the same thing you're speaking of. That's how I knew it was okay for me to communicate with this being. And I found out that he was my protector, and we're great friends now.
wow. That's wonderful. I'm confused about the grays. Now, they can go through walls. How do you prevent them from invading your space? Like being there, because they can be invisible, right? That's what someone in the chat told me. How do you protect yourself from these grays, because they're like invisible, and I know they mess with people, right?
Let's
You want to take that one,
What-
Commander?
Yeah, I'll take that one. The way to prevent the Zeta from coming through your wall or doing things like abducting you or implanting you is to surround yourself in Christed protection, a state of Christ consciousness, and that means that you have to empower yourself so they don't come through. You have to say you're a Christed being of light, and you're not allowed to come into my energy field. That word Christ, the Zeta don't like the word Christ. It's a very powerful word. It's almost like how should I put it? The energetic vibration of the Christ word is so strong that they are afraid of it because they work in a very low vibrational frequency. So if you use the word, I am a Christed being of light, you cannot come near me, they will not come near you because you're now empowering yourself and protecting yourself in that light. So that goes for anybody out there. If you've had Zetas attacking you or whatever, you have to empower yourself and not be afraid to say, I'm a Christ being a light. You can no longer come in my house or take me on your ship or do anything to me. I will not allow it. And then when you stand in your power, you will prevent that from happening.
That is wonderful. Thank you for telling me that. So I tell them that I'm a Christ being of light, and you have no authority over me, and
Right.
you're not allowed to be around me,
Right. That's right.
or my house, or in my car, or at work.
Yeah, absolutely right. Wherever you are, as long as you say you're a Christed being of light, they cannot touch you.
And I am a Christ being of light. That's what I am. I truly believe that.
Yeah, they can't touch you.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me on again. There was just a few things that I had to run through, which I did. Is there any advice you would like to give me or anything?
Hmm. Not that I can think of at the moment. Just stand in your light and protect yourself and don't allow any negativity from any space, lower vibrational being to ever come into your house or into your field of light. And as long as you say, I'm a Christ being of light, you will protect yourself always.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I really love you guys. And thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, it's getting to about, I have my cat talking here. She's amazing. Her name is Missy. She's a beautiful cat. And she's, yeah. So I want to thank you, Angels. Go ahead.
You. Thank you.
All right, we're getting around 2:14 a.m., not p.m. here in Connecticut. We're in the U.S. here, so we're gonna, I think, kind of wind it down here. And I wanted to take Angel down. If you haven't had a chance to, I know there's a lot of people that want to talk and stuff. We'll have people on again. We do this on Saturday nights, and then the regular show we do during the week, 11 o'clock in the East Coast time if you're in Europe or whatever. So I'm going to turn it over to April. Any last words? And then we're going to call it an evening. I want to thank everybody for asking a lot of great questions tonight. And we tried to answer as many as we can. If we didn't get to your question, we will the next time around. So I'm going to switch over to April, and then we're going to call it an evening. And yeah, and my cat's going all over the place. So yeah.
So if you are feeling like you're having anything like negative or low vibrational around you or anything like that, I would follow that advice that the commander was just talking about. Surround yourself in Christed light. I practice this every day, not just for myself, but I also do it before I do my lives, just like the commander does. We both do a practice of making sure that our chat is protected and that we are protected. So, if you are feeling like that, make sure that you are surrounding yourself with that. It's not a biblical Bible thing. I saw a couple of those comments in the chat. It is a surrounding yourself with love and light. Low vibrational beings do not like this. Thank you so much for the gifts. But lower vibrational beings do not like this. They run from it. They don't like it. So, if you're feeling like that and you're feeling like you need that protection, say it out loud. Surround yourself with that beautiful protection of light. And you guys, thank you so much for having me on. I love you, brother.
Okay, I was on mute. I was talking to myself. But when she's on doing her live, you can learn a lot of stuff about the space people, the command, the Bigfoot, and all the good things that are physically happening. And there's going to be more happening. Like I said, uh, everything's happening for a reason. The reason why we're seeing these orbs now all over the world, they're coming from the Ashtar command. You're going to see other things mixed in by our government that will be misinformation. And please, please, please do not listen to any negative video content that people are creating about invasions. There's not going to be an invasion of our planet. That's to get you afraid of the space people. The space people are not monsters. They're real beautiful men and women that have families. And we really want to teach you to be prepared in the right way so that when they come, it won't be like a sci-fi movie that you watch with like Mars Attack, which was that sort of like kind of comical thing with these green things. And then they put on loud music and they kind of turned into mush. I remember that movie. So nothing is going to be the way it is in sci-fi. You're talking about very loving men and women who have children. They come from other planets and they're here to assist this planet. And we are going to have contact. It's not something it's not something we're making up. People are feeling it. A lot of people we know on here, I do watch content. A lot of people feel it now. They feel we're getting close to something. And so our broadcasts are on encounters. And when she's live, you're going to get real information about the contact. And we're talking 2026. We can't tell you the day or the time. Our space family doesn't work that way. It's never the way. They don't operate in time. They operate in space, and we operate in time. So I appreciate everybody here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see you on our regular show tomorrow night at 11. And then, of course, you can look for April when she's on at various times on the TikTok. Oh, I'm going to unmute. I'm going to unmute your microphone. Here we go. Did I just do that? There you go.
I was just saying I'm coming on next, so I'll be on after your show.
So just for the hundreds of you that
that
hundreds of
hundreds of
you
you
that are here, she'll be coming on next on her live. I'm going to call it a night, and everybody enjoy the rest of the weekend. Just have a beautiful morning, and thank you for supporting my program and everything we do with your gifts. I appreciate it, and take care, everybody. Okay. Oh, okay. So thank you, everybody, again. I know there's almost 700 people here. Everybody have a good night wherever you are in the world. Be well, take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you again. All right.